Well. Looks like we're here again for another CoDcast this week with a good friend of mine, name of Cody Thaw. What can you say about this guy? Played with Cody in COD 4. Didn't know him too well before COD 4. In fact, I didn't really know him at all. So today we're going to learn about his roots in COD. We're going to talk about his transition to CSGO, because this guy's one hell of a CS gamer. And talk about what he's been up to these days. Right now, he's the coach of CLG Red, which is the ladies' team. Going to talk about that. See how he feels about esports, and if he got gypped, being the gamer he was in the pre-Twitch era. Though I think there's something to be said for his post-Twitch prowess. All right. Again, I want to get this out of the way. If you're watching on Twitch, not going to be interacting with the chat too much. This is for a YouTube upload. If you're watching on YouTube, no worries. Enjoy the Thaw man. Thaw is mostly known for making my Call of Duty movie. Just joking. I love this guy. Let's get right into it, okay? Let's talk to him. Mr. Thaw.
Mr. Wiz.
What's going on, my man? Good to see you. Thanks so much for doing this. Were you listening to the intro there?
It wouldn't pop up. I had it preloaded.
Okay, well that's for the best. I made a little thing about how you're most known for making my COD movie, but just a joke. All in good spirits.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, no, it's obviously just a joke.
100%, dude.
How you been, man? We haven't talked in like a couple years, at least on voice.
It's true. I missed your voice, that's for sure.
Really? I thought you...
Dude, I used to dream about it. Not as much anymore, but, you know.
Why? What happened? You get into a relationship and suddenly I'm dead to you?
I did, dude. I didn't mean to, but, like, someone had to fill my void that you weren't filling anymore. You know?
I guess that's fair. Our last team was Excel, right? AK.
Yeah, and you fucking ditched me.
Yeah, I mean...
There's no way around that, Rob. He straight up ditched me.
You know what's funny is the first two CoDcasts were with Nabor and Prank, and I also ditched them on Pandemic, and we talked about that, and now there seems to be a theme with every guest on the cast, me ditching them, but the Excel thing...
It's a little different.
It was.
You signed a contract, and then like 2 days later, you're like, yeah, I don't want to play this game anymore.
Well, it wasn't just that.
I was like, okay.
It wasn't just that. It was the fact that I had the Overwatch offer, and you know me, I'm looking for any opportunity to quit my job, right? So, like, if I'm going to be able to get money playing a video game, you know, I'm going to take it right away. And it ended up being a catastrophe for me personally, so you win in the end, right? You win.
Did I? I didn't get to play with you, and that's all I want in the world.
Are you... Come on, man. You're making me blush.
What? Like, my favorite teams had you on them, for sure.
Some of my favorite teams had you on them, dude. Like, us playing COD 4, and we will talk more about it. Such a fun time.
Well, it's always fun when you can just show up to matches and win no matter what. So
yeah, there was no...
That's always a good time.
Yeah, no competition, and we had, like, really good personalities on the team. We were just fucking around, like, creating new bits, like, on the fly, mid-match. Like, who knew the Rude Boy was going to be birthed that night? I didn't know.
Legend. I think I propelled it, though. Like, you invented it, but I definitely, like, pushed it into the spotlight with that video. For sure.
Oh, definitely. I'm so glad you made that, because otherwise people just wouldn't know. Like, people on my stream still reference that. They love it. It's one of the best. And I
still couldn't believe you did that.
Dude, I don't remember who those guys were, but those guys talked up a shitstorm on the forums and even in game. Like, they were gonna beat us and that we were shit and stuff. Like,
it was like Two Shoes and stuff, right?
Two Shoes.
Was it Two Shoes and Kraka in them?
Yeah, I don't even remember, man. Like, just...
Oh, no, they never beat us, though.
They never did. But they would run their mouths with no respect, so you gotta hit them back at some point. And that round, like the whole time it's in my head. Like I don't forget shit talking. And well, the whole match it's in my head, but near the end this is a great opportunity for me to really just get to these guys in the utmost disrespectful way. So let me just go ahead and quit mid-round after saying
After
easy.
you walked up middle with a
Yeah, I know.
like
In
right
the middle
up
of
the
the
middle
street.
of strike, dude.
Like that's the level.
Just deagle up.
That's the level they were at, though. You knew you could just push up in the street and nothing would happen because they're probably nervous. They're probably shaking in their boots over there. Hit them with that rude boy early disconnect.
Dude, I just remember Frizz being in mid shops and you're just like walking up the street by him. Frizz is just like looking bottom A, it's like peeking corners and shit. You're just walking up middle.
Good shit, man. Good times.
Good times, dude.
Yeah, that team was so much fun. Our CS team too, the Animosity one. I had a lot of fun on that.
Yeah, I did too at times. I think I wanted to be better, so I probably took it more serious towards the end, because I felt like we could have been better than what we were, for sure.
Oh, 100%. I think that goes for every CS team that I was on, is we could have been better, but there was always inner team turmoil or drama going on. Seemed to happen way more in CS than it ever did with COD. I don't know about you.
I think it's just more of like just the way the games are. It requires more teamwork and like more holding other people accountable, whereas like COD is a more individual game.
Yeah, you could just
for sure
run around and win the match yourself.
Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't me yelling at someone, it was like Bill like quitting in the middle of scrims because he had burnt his pizza because he couldn't go AFK or something. Do you remember that? He got like so mad at us because he burnt his pizza because we got a scrim. He didn't go AFK to get his pizza.
That sounds like, I don't remember that specific thing, but that sounds very Bill-esque. I love Bill, but that kind of shit would happen a lot. But everyone had their own little thing. Like Dan was rampant with the shit talk.
Oh, I love this shit talk though.
I never like it. Cause now
really?
Yeah, because now there's pressure for me to back up my teammate talking that shit. I just like letting my gameplay speak for itself, And it makes the scene look bad, but it's so different nowadays, Everyone's talking shit. It's the norm. If you're not talking shit, nobody cares about you. That's not true, but I don't know.
It's definitely different from when we came up, for sure. 100% different.
So speaking of coming up, I like to go back and go through.
Oh shit!
You ready? You ready to take a trip down memory lane, my man?
Dude, I'm not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
I
don't remember like almost everything, but we could try our best to retrace our footsteps.
Well, I mean, I have a really good memory with it, so I remember everything I did for sure.
Well,
like
that's all I care
played
about
on
right now.
And stuff coming up.
I want to hear about it because I honestly don't really know about your pre-COD 4 play. Like,
oh god,
I didn't know ya. Did you start in COD 1, or where did you start? Where's the beginning? Where did it all start for Mr. Thaw?
I mean, gaming-wise, I played a game called Age of Empires, so it was like an RTS, kind of like StarCraft type game.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I used to play it on MSN Gaming Zone back in the day, and after that, it's just because I was a history major and stuff, so I was really into all of that. And then I got Medal of Honor Allied Assault for Christmas, and I just started playing the fuck out of that game. And then eventually, I think one Christmas I got Call of Duty. It was definitely like a Christmas gift for sure that got me into it.
So before we get into COD, I want to ask you about Moha. Did you cheat in Moha?
100% cheated in Moha.
But everyone did, right?
Literally, like, we would be in scrims and matches and TWL, and you could just see the other person looking at you through the wall, and you were looking at them through the wall. It was just like a spoken agreement that everyone was cheating.
It's like the Tour de
regardless.
France of video games, right? Everyone's
Everyone's
cheating,
on steroids.
right? But if you could cheat better than them, did people aimbot in addition, or was it just kind of wall hacks?
I don't think so. I think it was just like wall hacks for the like. That's all I ever used was just wall hacks.
You scum. Was anyone not cheating
I
in
know,
that
right?
game? Because every story I've heard was that everyone was cheating. So I'm not going to judge
As far
you
as
for
I
it.
know, everyone cheated, but there was a point towards the end where I did stop cheating, and I felt like I was actually better because like I was just like going off my reactions and not trying to like pre-fire people and stuff. If
Yeah.
that makes sense. It's kind of counterintuitive, but I felt like I played better without it.
Well, there are players who cheated and then stopped cheating, and then they were really good. Like I think didn't nothing cheat in CS at some point? Isn't that a known thing, or am I
That's a
wrong?
story. I don't really know for sure, but it's definitely the story. He cheated to get towards the top, and then he quit cheating. Like when he was like, kind of got recognized online, I think, and then he stopped. But I think he was going to lands the whole time and not cheating. But
Oh,
the
maybe it's
extra
not real
edge.
then. Yeah. So, COD 4, you started like right when it came out, or
Well, actually, I didn't really play Call of Duty 1 super competitively. I think I was like a backup for like a an invite level team. Can't remember what their names were. I think they were called Dire, and then they also had like a couple other names. I can't even remember like going back, but I know it was like with a guy named HMF and Line Line. I don't know if you knew
damn,
him in COD 2.
don't know those guys. No.
Um, they played with like cores and stuff at one point. Like that was like another name I recognized. And I think I played like the last open season with them. Like was my first full like Call of Duty 1 season. And when we transitioned into COD 2, like I started playing for a team called Eminence, but it was like my senior year of high school, and I was just doing baseball and prom and girls and all that shit,
You were
all that
you were doing
waste of time.
girls?
Yeah, I was trying to at least.
Damn. So you're sorry. You said your first team was backing up for an invite team.
Well, it's back in like Maine. There was only like a Maine level team. I forget. I don't even remember how I met them. I think I met one of them in a pub. Was it TM servers? I think something like that.
Sounds right.
Yeah, and I just like played with them for fun. They were just like cool guys, and yeah, and then I transitioned into COD 2 with them, but I didn't really play in the beginning of COD 2 because I was like senior high school, then freshman year of college, and then about I think a few seasons into Call of Duty 2. Well, I'm missing a big part. It was like at one point I got Cal banned. That's kind of what I was
gonna
infamous
ask.
for a
Yes,
while.
I was gonna ask you about this because I don't remember the details on it, but it was Call of Duty 1 you got banned, right?
Yeah, and was using a command. It was called like R diffuse sunsteps or something like that. So what it did is it made like the models glow, and it was just kind of like you're not supposed to use it type thing, right?
It made the player models glow.
Yeah, it's in it's in the SMF movie from COD 1, the one with like damage and all of them. Like in the movie,
It
he's
would be.
actually using that command, and you can see like they're like they're not like super glowing, but they're much brighter than like other boxes. So like if someone's peeking a corner, like it's really noticeable. Almost like you would say like Quake when you see like they're like yellow and shit like that, But they would just glow.
Wow.
And they did like a PB screenshot, and then I got Cal banned from that. And then I think I tried to play a match in like season 5, and then I got banned again.
How long is the ban for using that?
It was a year ban,
Holy
and then when I
shit.
got caught like evading, because like I didn't think anything of it, like, I was just like, whatever, dude. It's just like I was not into the competitive scene at all.
Yeah, you were busy doing girls, right? So you didn't give a shit.
Exactly, girls,
Right,
dude.
yeah.
Tons of girls, so many girls.
Mamacitas,
no idea.
right?
I forgot about that bit, dude. Fuck.
So many good bits.
Right.
Did you know?
But yeah, so
Did you know that it was like a bannable command at the time?
I honestly I don't remember if I knew for sure. I probably knew that I wasn't supposed to be using it, but I didn't think I would get banned for it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was also
get
like 14 at the
Yeah,
time or
yeah.
something like that. And I came from Moha where like cheating was just like whatever, everyone does it.
Yeah, I understand.
So
It's fine. It was 20 years ago. Nobody's getting judged anymore.
yeah, so I evaded for a whole season in that open season of season 6 or something, the last full COD 1 season, and they caught me, so they banned me for life from Cal
Really?
because I played like a whole season.
Holy
Yeah, I was
shit.
banned for life. And what happened was Cal Sassy, if you remember her at all.
I remember the name. Yeah.
In COD 2, I think I tried to play like a SOTF tournament with the same group of guys that I was backing up for, and we actually got kicked out of the tournament because like you're not supposed to be Cal banned. You're not allowed to play if you're Cal banned in those tournaments. And Sassy basically was like, if you don't ban evade for a whole year, I'll unban you, basically.
And did Cal die before the ban was up? Or
No, they didn't. They didn't.
Oh.
I think I played like a season of CEVO, or maybe it was 6 months. I don't remember. It was a decent amount of time though. But I played. That's when CEVO was around, so I played a season of CEVO with this team that I kind of built like out of like I don't even remember how I recruited people. Honestly, I think I just pulled them out of pubs, like and just like made this team, and we did kind of decent, and then I think we made like second round of playoffs. I don't know, something like that. And then the next season, I actually started playing with Prof and NRV and Snatch and like these West Coast guys.
Those are some big names
Yeah.
for the early COD scene.
Yeah, they were like it was kind of out of nowhere.
How'd you join those guys?
I don't remember. I honestly don't remember how I got involved with it. I think I just like they got me as a ringer on IRC or something, and then like I carried in one of the things because I was actually playing COD 2 a lot back then, and the team kind of just like broke up, and Prof still wanted to play, and he was like, "Yo, do you have any players?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll bring over these two people," and like I merged like Prof and this guy named Matador I brought, a guy named Carlson, and Freak with a PH. And he had one player. He had Joe Lopez, Rec 3D. Do you remember him?
I remember the name. I didn't know him though.
Yeah, that was him. The Complexity COD 1 player. That guy was played with Prof. And I brought over Freak and Matador. Yeah, Matador and me. And we like merged into this like team. And we had like a Cal IM spot and a CEVO Open spot. And we like played this season. And we ended up winning Cal IM, I think.
Damn.
Yeah, we won Cal IM, like my first season back into Cal. So that was like the second to last Cal season in COD 2. And there's some scandal there because...
That's late, right? That's late in the
COD
Yeah,
it was pretty late.
Okay.
It was pretty late. Yeah. It was like the last like 3 seasons. Like I started playing a lot like season 4 CEVO, I think, in COD 2, which was like I think there was only 5 seasons of CEVO. And it was like season 5 or 6 of Cal in COD 2. Something like that.
Damn.
But right before like the finals, we cut Rect from like we had like a backup player because he kept having issues, and like in the finals we were like, yeah, you're not playing, you're cut. We're gonna play with this other kid. Fuck, I can't remember his name. He played on Area 51 in COD 4. He would run around like no scope people. I remember he got a bunch of shit because he like rushed bottom A with like a scope on Crash.
No scope. CB, cool boy, right?
Was it CB? Yeah, it was CB. Yeah.
I remember there's a video called CB No Scope that me and Entity were like obsessed with, and we would watch it at Atlanta.
It was definitely from Entity.
It was like the worst video ever, and we were absolutely obsessed with it. I can't believe I remembered this.
It wasn't CB. Sorry, it was Tate.
Oh, Tate. I remember Tate.
Yeah, it was Tate. And he was just like wrecking people. So like, yeah, we're going to play with him. I guess, I don't know. I guess people thought he cheated too. I don't know. I never thought he cheated, but he had some sketchy stuff at times. But who knows, right?
Yeah, I guess everyone, dude, everyone thought I cheated in COD 1 and 2, so, well, not everyone, but some.
Yeah, if you're unknown and you start hitting shots, like I remember like in COD 2, like scrimming like Maglio's team, and he would just like call me a cheater.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
I'd like pick the
Maglio.
cross on fucking Tujane.
Yeah, you're not allowed to hit good shots.
Yeah, you can't hit any shots against them. Whatever. You're supposed to just get absolutely destroyed by them no matter what.
Yeah.
And we would, but like I would get like a bunch of kills.
Well, you're not allowed to have that.
No, never.
So
It's just funny because when you take that over, that's the way you think too. You're like, who the fuck is this person? Like wrecking me right now.
I know that's actually true, but I honestly give people the benefit of the doubt. I never like instantly go to he has to be cheating unless he's like shitting on me over and over, and it's really weird.
I'm the same way. I think the only person I've ever accused of maybe cheating is that hasn't been caught, and it was probably K-Ponage. I thought he cheated at times for sure.
Really, eh?
Yeah, I did, dude. Especially like online, like, cause he was never like that. We played him on LAN. I know you played with him on LAN before.
Yeah.
And I never thought he was like that great. He was just like, he was average. He was okay. But like some of the shit he would do online was just fucking amazing, dude. God damn.
Yeah, I really have no idea because I think the K-Ponage's big era was like during my dark period. Like I don't think I played, and then suddenly.
Do you remember the bit? Season 3, Rob? Do you remember that bit?
What, that I was shit, or?
Yeah, when you stopped playing, and I was be like, wow, Rob, that was like some Season 3 Rob shit or something.
Yeah,
in COD 4, and you'd be like, alright.
No,
I was still better than you.
No, I
Still
did
beat you on LAN.
When I took the break after EG and came back, I think my first, like, the first time I played was at that LAN with K-Ponage and, like, Nicholas and stuff.
Yeah, it was the only time I've ever met you.
Oh, yeah, we did meet there. Why did I think... Dude, before we did this, I was thinking, how have I never met Cody? No, we met at that LAN. Holy shit, I have a terrible memory. Sorry, man. Yikes.
No,
and
like,
I also
it was
met
definitely
Frizz.
like...
I forgot about that.
He did meet Frizz.
The thing
but
is,
it was just kind of like,
we weren't...
you were a legend to us.
At that time, yeah. But we weren't like friends at the time. I guess that's why. Like I didn't really know you.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
No.
Little did we know. There's so
that
much.
we would be touching tips.
Oh.
Wait, what?
You should
Was I not supposed to say that?
calm it down there, buddy.
God damn
I was
it.
gonna say, little did we know there'd be mad chemistry, and that we'd go on to
It's
do
definitely
great
some
things.
chemistry. For sure.
But yeah, that LAN. Fuck, what's it called? The one in
Dude,
Montreal.
ETS, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that final was whack as fuck. I will say that shit. Because we were right next to the stage where they're just screaming into fucking microphones.
Yeah, you had a really...
Holy shit. And I'm just like, dude, I can't fucking even hear my gun shoot, let alone people running in the grand finals.
Yeah, you got really unlucky with that spot because we were in like a room in the back.
That back room,
It was
yeah, I remember.
secluded and very like quiet.
There's only like 15 PCs in that little room or
Yeah.
something like that. Maybe 20.
Yeah, but I was ass that tournament. Like I thought I could just come back and be really good, but man, I was so bad. I remember K-Ponage making comments too about it. I'd be like,
Oh, he's talking shit?
he wasn't talking shit, but he would make comments. I'm trying to remember what our roster was that
It was
tournament.
you, Nicholas, K-Ponage, JTF2, and then like Elic or Eli.
Yes,
or something
Elic,
like that?
that's the guy. Yes.
Elic.
Yes.
He was another like Frenchie.
Oh, JTF2 was on that team?
He was, yeah.
Damn.
I think I have a video, or Impaler has a video of like actually like just my frags from the LAN.
Really? Did you edit it?
I did.
Thaw production.
I found it.
Send it to me. I'll play it on the stream.
Oh, it's probably so bad, dude.
Well, I'm gonna mute it because if I don't mute it, then the YouTube video will be all screwed. So I'll just play a little visual while we talk.
Yeah, Impaler. Oh, look at that text though. Oh my god.
It's a classic Thaw edit here.
Masterful editing here, dude. Holy shit.
we got it playing in the background.
Oh
So
my God.
your roster was you, Frizz, Chimpe?
Yeah, me, Frizz, Chimpe, Spec, and Sparks.
Sparks. Was that guy on Focal at some point?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Yeah, I played with him for a while actually in COD 4.
And Spec was an Overwatch player, right? Or am I...
No, he was like a Battlefield player or something. He came from 20 ID. Here, let me go. I'll go back a little bit. So, I kept playing COD 2. Actually, since we won IM, we got moved into Invite of Cal, but like the season never finished. So like my first season of like Invite in any game ever, I think I maybe rang for one CVOP match at one point. They'd even finished the season. Like we played like 6 weeks, and then like COD 4 came out, so no one fucking finished playing the season of COD 2.
Right.
People were just started forfeiting because everyone was playing COD 4, and I kind of kept the same like. I had this like West Coast roster because like eventually like there's supposed to be like a West Coast LAN or something like that. So I cut like a bunch of I didn't cut, but I started playing with like it was like me, Prof, Nexus, Monkey, and
Holy shit! Wait, Nexus, like Brian Coulter, Nexus?
yeah, the one that played on Pandemic. Yeah.
Wait, he played on Pandemic?
In COD 1, yeah, he was like on Pandemic
Shit.
towards the end.
That
But
guy,
he was on
I love
UNR
that
and
guy.
stuff.
You know, I played Source with him.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Really.
I didn't
cool.
know you played Source with him though.
Yeah, like me and him go way back. Fucking
Yeah, it's
love that
crazy
guy.
right, how it's all like linked together.
Yeah.
But yeah,
says
so
he was
I
on
started
that
playing
team.
with him. I can't remember who the fifth was,
Was it
on
Snatch?
that.
Because he says he was on that team.
Snatch was on the team that I kind of like started playing with before. He was one of the people that
Oh,
left
okay,
when
right.
like him and NRV left, and then it was just like Rect and
Gotcha.
Prof, I think. But Snatch was definitely on it at one point. And then where was I? I kind of forgot. Oh yeah, so I don't remember like who that was, but like the LAN never happened. So when we moved into COD 4, I started playing with the old Pandemic guys, and this is gonna kind of blow your mind, because I remember scrimming Doctors a lot. I probably have like a million fucking screenshots from like, beating you guys when you were like first time ever playing COD. You know, I was just like, dude, these guys are legends, and we're just wrecking them.
I know.
You know?
I talked
It was
about
during
it.
that era.
Yeah, I talk about it on my last cast with Nabor. Like the first week the Doctors played COD 4, we were getting 13-0'd by like Enforcer's team. Do you remember
Yeah.
Enforcer? Like it was really dark.
Yeah.
Like after
we
leaving
were one of those
Pandemic.
teams that was
Yeah.
beating you for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I moved into COD 4 and I started playing with that little group of people. So it was like for the X-Fire tournament, it was me, Nexus, Monkey, and Maven was our
Oh
four.
shit.
Yeah. And
And what was your team name at that time?
I think it was Royal Flush or something like that.
Yeah, that was the name of the Source team when I played with
Yeah,
Nexus.
it was
That's
Nexus's
funny.
idea. Yeah.
That's funny.
And it
Wow.
was like looked like a deck of cards or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
with like an
yeah.
ace at the top. Yeah. So that I think that's what we were playing as, and when I played
Oh,
we played the X-Fire tournament and we made it pretty deep. We lost the Pandemic on Pipeline.
Wait,
It's
are
like
you sure it
the-
wasn't us that you lost to? Because I thought
100%.
Okay, I'll believe you then.
It was because I remember prank wrecking us like
Okay.
with the scope on Pipeline distinctly. But we did scream you guys a lot, but we beat like a lot of like pretty good teams like to get there. Like we beat like some French Canadians. I know we beat Enforcer's team. I know we beat like I can't remember. There was like one other good team that like we beat. Like I mean, obviously they weren't like the best, but like coming from where I was like, damn. Like I think we made like top 16 in the X-Fire tournament, and there's like what 500 teams. So we made it pretty deep.
Is there really
I thought.
500 teams in that? Holy shit.
Or it was at least 250. I remember we won like at least 5 matches before we lost. I think we lost in like the 7th round. Because I remember Pandemic, like I think they beat like 1 or 2 more teams before they got to the final after we lost to them.
I think we lost to them on Pipeline too.
Yeah, like that map was shit.
4 versus 4 on Pipeline in
Dude,
COD
so
4.
much, just like so much empty space on that map, dude, is insane.
So awful, man. Such
Like
a
once you planted the bomb, dude, the round was like over. Like there's so many places to hide and shit.
Yeah,
It's
but even
crazy.
planting the bomb was like
so hard.
How do you
They had like an MG, like you couldn't even run across the street because someone would just fucking MG you.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that MG.
You couldn't scope them because those fucking scopes were god awful back then with the fucking Pam mod. It wasn't even Pam mod, or was it? I just remember you had to like hold your breath for like a full like second and a half, 2 seconds before you could shoot, and it'd be like semi-accurate.
That's also when the gun sway was like broken. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, dude, it was so hard. You would iron sight in, and your gun would be moving. You couldn't even like hold it in. They had stun grenades, dude. Stun grenades.
Didn't stun grenades last a long time?
Yeah, like I had a bind when I got stunned because you couldn't even move your mouse. So when I got stunned, I would hit my bind so I could actually like aim my crosshair to like actually like flick at least a little better. And then as it would go away, I would hit it back. So
yeah, one of the worst gameplay mechanics was the stun grenade. Like I don't know how
fucking awful, dude.
That was in as long as it was. Just terrible. Like the most OP shit. And the thing that always bothered me with the stun grenade is it like the animation to throw it was so much faster than the flashbang. And I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it always bothered me that like it should be the other way around because the flash is like not nearly as good. So why would the flash take so much longer to throw?
Right.
Oh, terrible.
I just remember we had specific strats. We'd be like, all right, stun this room and then run in and clear it. Like, or you would wait till you knew where someone was and you'd be like, all right, he's in there, stun him. I'll go kill him. So you'd stun him and then you just fly across the doorway and just like spray at him.
Yeah, and the guy's got no chance.
Dumb.
Yeah, it's so scrubby. So scrubby.
It was dumb. So we played that and I was like stoked to start. Oh, the team we beat, I remember we played them on Crossfire. It was not 20 ID, it was Team Hot, and they had Michael 3D on it and a bunch of other people. That's who we beat. That was like another good team. That's what I remember.
In COD 4?
Yeah, in COD 4 in the very beginning, like before he joined Nexus, he was like, remember Team Hot? They were like pretty infamous for like running around P90s, right? Or something like that.
Well,
is that it? Was it P90?
Well, the first time I saw Michael D, he was MP5ing and he was insane. Like Michael D was the first like guy I saw. I actually thought he was cheating when we played him.
Was there a P90 in COD 4? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was.
Yeah.
There had to have been. Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember they were just like they would have strats where they would rush out on strike with like P90s. They would like stun like 2 areas and then they would just run out and just like spray at you, like full spray and pray with the P90s, and you'd be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah, that sounds like when we scrimmed Nexus. I don't think we played Hot, but like that's what Michael D was doing when we played against them.
Yeah, the team kind of died. Like Michael D left after they lost that tournament, I think. He like left the team.
Nexus was insane. Like
yeah, I never really played them in their prime though. I think one time. Cause shortly after that X-Fire tournament, I think like CEVO started, or like they had like another tournament, maybe like the first week of Cal. I don't remember, but like shortly after that tournament, I got not in trouble, but like I was still living with my parents, and my grades like slipped a lot because I was just playing so much COD 4 in the beginning. Because I was like, when it came out, I was like, this is gonna be my game. Like I'm gonna be invite. Like I'm gonna be one of the best players. And I just remember just grinding the fuck out of it. My grades like went to shit, and like my dad legit I came home one day and my computer was gone.
Ouch.
And I'm like 19 at the time, so I'm like, what? Or no, I was 18. And fucking yeah, so I didn't play for like 3 months between like I think November and January. I didn't play. I missed like a whole tournament. There's like a big tournament in that time that happened. That's when I think Nexus won it. That's when they were good.
A LAN tournament or online?
It was online, I think. I don't remember.
I remember that we lost the first LAN to Nexus.
Yeah. It was before. I came back before the first LAN. I came back about a few weeks into the very first season of CEVO, and I actually got back on a COP team initially.
How'd you snag that?
I don't remember how I can't. What happened? Fuck. I just remember it was Rage from 5-Star. If you remember him.
I remember the name. Didn't know him though.
It was Rage from 5-Star. It was something Fox from 5-Star from like COD 1. If you remember. I can't remember. wasn't like Titanium, something
Ooh,
Fox. I don't
Titanium
know.
Fox
Maybe
was a
Snatch or
name.
someone would know. It wasn't Titanium Fox. I can't remember what his fucking name was. And it was him, and it was Rage, and it was, I think, Badfish was on it, because it was a team called TEH, and it was the Evil Hoodies or something like that. And when I first came back, like, I still didn't even have my computer back. I was going to a LAN center playing scrims and matches from a fucking LAN center because I wanted to play so bad.
Oh God, that's rough.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was like playing with like their LAN shit. So like it was like none of the stuff that I was used to playing with, and I was fucking
Yeah,
terrible.
that
I don't know why
sucks.
they played with me. I didn't play for 3 months when the game actually developed into something like relatively decent, and I was so bad when I came back. Gray Fox, look at Lazy coming in clutch.
Is
It was
that
Gray
it?
Fox.
Gray Fox? I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's Gray Fox.
For some reason, I don't remember that at all.
And I think it was Ethics too. It might have been Ethics on the team as
Ethics
well.
was cool. I remember him.
It was a bunch of 5-star players. That's what I remember.
Not Wong though.
And the team like died, or I stopped playing with them. I don't remember. I think it died because we like lost every fucking match, I think. And I ended up making my own team with Nexus, and I like joined some random team with like Cody from like with a capital Y from COD 2. A bunch of like Infaler, a bunch of like random people that were just kind of like looking to get on like the next big team.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like none of us wanted to play with each other, and we were just playing like Civo Open just to like play. And I remember there was like a tryout for that 20 ID team, and it was like Spec and a couple other people. I don't really remember. I just remember Spec because he was the only one that played. I remember there was some other player. I forget his original name, but he ended up changing his name to Mexican or something like that. But MEXYKHAN. I don't fucking remember.
Yikes on that alias. Just gotta say that.
Right?
Yeah.
But the thing was is that it had Freak with a PH on the team that I played COD 2 with. So he got me I remember every one of us like messaged 20 ID for a tryout because it was like a Civo piece like spot. So our whole team was trying out for 20 ID, but I was the one who ended up getting it. And then I think
So
my
you
first
joined,
match.
You joined 20 ID?
Yeah, I joined.
Oh,
I
shit.
joined 20
I didn't
ID
know
back
that.
into Civo P. Yeah, and I think our first match was. I can't remember if it was you or Pandemic, but my first match was against in Civo P was against you or Pandemic on backlot, and I just got shit on. I played B with a rifle solo. I was just getting fucking wrecked
that's
the whole
rough.
time. Yeah.
If it was against us, dude, I loved just Rude Boy pushing that B street. No one ever watched
Yeah,
it
you
for
could go
some
up
reason.
the street, you could go up top. Like
Yeah,
it was just
so many
so hard to
options.
play, and like everyone would stack A at the time because everyone just rushed A.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you'd have like 4 people towards the A bomb site, 1 person at B, and like I think the better teams would really just spread the map and just see what happened. And I just got abused. I distinctly remember.
Yeah,
that, for sure.
especially like early COD 4, like people like teams didn't have the nades down. You know how like every team eventually would nade that corner so you couldn't rush it, and like good teams would time
Or the
it.
alleyway. Yeah.
Yeah, like Pandemic would time it perfectly, so like you might be able to get through, but you'd be risking it. So yeah, teams would stack A, and that's why we would just push B. Like just solo, just one. Like I would always just push with an SMG and just go wherever, and just it seems like no one would ever watch wherever I was going. I would mind Jim at every round. You know, if I push.
There's so many openings
Yeah, I
to
know.
like just get behind people.
And
It's
like,
crazy.
and it was so easy to mind gym teams because I would like push that B road and then like flank 2 guys, and they'll be like, dude, he came B road, and so next round they're gonna be focused on B road. So now I'll go like just through middle because I know there's gonna be too many people focused on
Looking
that
B
B
road,
side.
yeah.
Yeah, that kind of mind gym stuff was going on all the time, man.
Mind gym, dude.
I love that shit,
remember
man.
that.
I love that shit. You can't
This
do
is
that.
kind of
in CS.
unknown, but I was really close with like Chris for a little bit. Like we would talk a lot on IRC and shit.
Entity,
Like,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
he told
he's a
me
really
about
cool
it.
guy. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's really cool.
Like my favorite teammate of all time, like aside from you, of course.
Yeah, I remember I don't know if I rang or he rang for us, but like he would always do this shit with the SMG. He'd be like, "All right, man, I'm coming B, ride with me." He would always say like, "Ride with me." I don't know if you remember that.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, I'm gonna cry.
He'd be like, "Ride with me to B, dude. Let's roll."
Yeah.
We would just rush.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's like what our team would do all the time. Like, if a player wanted to just do something, everyone would trust that guy and just like support that player on his play. That's like, that was EG, man. Like, it wasn't about strats. It was like, I see an opening. This team can be like, we could fuck over this team by just pushing here and just ride with me, dude. And then we would just help
Ride
them
with
out.
me, dude.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I played out that season, and then the fucking team ended up dying or something because we missed playoffs by like one match.
Oh, God.
Remember, we played a Nexus team with like the Nexus team with like NRV and stuff. It wasn't like the original Nexus team.
It was after Deny left, right?
Yeah, it was no, I don't know if Deny was on it. Were they called Nexus? I don't remember. I just remember NRV being on it. It was like a weird kind of like transition. They had some like weird players. It wasn't like the one with like it was before Maglio and them joined, but it was like some of the older players. And fuck, I probably have a clip of me like killing some of them. But yeah, we lost in like triple overtime to them. I think Badfish was on it, so it might have been like the second Nexus team. Didn't they have two teams for a little bit?
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I think Badfish was on it, and then like one other player. And so we lost, so the team like died basically. And at that point, I just got tired of like trying to join all these teams. So I just grabbed Nexus and Freak and Monkey, and I can't remember who else I grabbed. I grabbed
Maven, right? Because we stole him from you.
No, Maven. Maven was done at this point.
Yeah.
He joined you guys after a little bit after I left, or I stopped playing. And I remember they started playing with like those AOW guys for a little bit, like fucking Athanasios and Pinkerton and stuff.
What? They
were playing with them.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, in the beginning, like they started playing with like Nexus and Monkey and stuff.
Damn.
For a little bit, and that's when I wasn't playing, but it didn't last very long. But
even Nightfall played COD 4, but I don't remember
that.
Like,
it was in the beginning. I started he tried to get into CGS, that's why he stopped.
Oh really? For Source?
Yeah, I remember we played him in a scrim, the Nexus team, when they had it was like Nightfall and Michael D and all them. And we like wrecked them on city streets. This is like right before I stopped playing, and that's when like I remember right after the scrim there was a post on the forums and Nightfall was complaining about like the interp or whatever, saying it's bullshit how like someone with like 70 ping can kill him because he had 15 or something like that. Like he was really upset with it. It's like yeah, it's fair. You can't just wreck me because you have land ping now. That's all it really was.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Right? I thought it was, because COD 2 was so hard for me, because I was always West Coast, you know, so I'd always have like fucking 80 ping, trying to 44 someone with 30 pings, like fucking impossible. That's why I was always like a sniper in COD 2, because it was impossible for me to do anything else.
You gotta remember though, Nightfall's a 2-time CPL champ. Like,
he is.
He doesn't just lose for no reason. There has to be a reason.
Exactly.
You
know what's funny is that I was the same way as you, dude. I used to watch his movie fucking religiously, his COD 1 movie,
I know,
dude.
Right? Yeah.
So much. Him, NRV. I used to watch the Shockwave movie, the fucking GTL one.
Yeah.
Dude, I was so into movie making.
We watched the same movies.
Right? I was just like so blown away by like how good people were too at the time. I was like, holy! I would still set nades from the movies and stuff.
Yeah. That's what. Did you watch my cast when I went through Nightfall's movie? And I was like,
I did, yeah.
I would try to mimic all the little plays he made.
Same. I would do the same thing, and then I remember I'd push up like High Graveyard and fucking Donville.
Oh yeah,
with
dude.
a bolt, and then I'd get wrecked and be like, "Why isn't it working?"
Yeah. I think that must have been U5 inspired. I think in the U5 movie, someone pushes up.
Yeah, Alex got really close with a bar.
Yeah.
3K too.
Yeah. But whenever I did it, I would just get destroyed because you have no context in the movie, like as to what's going on. You're just trying to make that play. Oh yeah,
he's probably just rude boy, you know. He probably already won the match, you know.
Yeah, dude.
You used to have to play out. Remember back in the day, you had to play all the rounds.
Oh yeah, what the hell? Why was that?
Win like matches like 15-5 and shit. So you'd already be like lost the match, but you still got to go like play like 5 or 6 more rounds.
That's a yikes on that.
Exactly.
Okay, so back into your COD 4 timeline. You
Oh, okay.
you made the team with Nexus
Yeah,
and
Civo Open,
and,
back in Civo
and
Open.
your name was.
I think we played under Vexed again, which is
Oh,
like
okay.
it was like a COD 1 team with Prof and stuff,
Yeah, I
but we
remember the
played
name.
under that in COD 2. So we started using that, and that's when I really started to play like a lot again. Like I got back into it, and it was just like I was just like clearly the best player on the team. And I remember Nexus, such a cool guy. Like he was he would but like during scrims he would be playing poker as we were scrimming.
Yeah,
He
that
would
guy
like
was.
minimize when he died,
Wow.
and he'd be in like 3 different poker games, and he'd like be like, oh shit, sorry, and he'd maximize and like run around, rush and die, and then re-minimize so he could play another hand.
Yeah, Nexus was an insane poker player. He made a living off of it. He like bought a house
Yeah,
with his poker winnings. He tried getting me into it too, but I never had like the attention span. I got so bored.
yeah.
I don't know if he's
I don't
still
think
doing that or not. Do you still talk to him?
I haven't talked to him in forever, but he did it up until the point where they banned it in the United States. I
Oh,
know
I
that
forgot
he
about
would just
that.
because he would always do it online for the longest. But I know he was like a tech guy too.
Yeah.
He had like a business or something, or a small business that he would do tech. So
Damn.
but yeah, I just remember like we were playing matches, and like I was just straight
You're the
carrying. Like
best.
I will say I was by far the best player. I was probably the only one really trying though at the time.
It sounds
Like
like it. This guy's playing
super
poker
hard.
mid
Yeah.
scrims. I hated
I
that
was
shit.
calling, I was like top fragging, I was leading the team. This is like I had a bunch of like City Streets clips against when you guys were
Scrim
EG. I
clips.
don't
I
know.
remember those. I
Scrim
know what you're
clips,
talking
dude.
about. Yeah.
But like to me I was still new, so I was like, holy shit, like fucking playing EG. Like to
Really?
me it
Was
was a
it
huge deal.
like that? Was it a big deal playing against us?
Dude, just to get a scrim against you guys, I was like stoked. Cause like, you know, I had stopped playing for a while and you guys like became the best or like the second best. So like anytime like it's not like we wouldn't do it that often. Like we would never scrim you guys. We actually scrimmed you guys quite a bit, and pandemic too. But like I was always stoked to just play against better players. Like that's when I like had the drive. You know what I mean? Just to like,
Yeah.
even though we would like my team would get wrecked, like I would have fun like learning and trying like really hard to like get better. So I learned a lot.
That's a good mindset to have, and that's a mindset that a lot of people don't have. It's really important to play against teams that are better than you because like you don't learn anything from just stomping on people. You
Exactly.
you gotta lose, and you gotta like that's the only way you learn. You lose, and then you take a look at the round and you think like, what could we have done? What do we need to do next round? And like no team just wins every single like match, you know? Like if you start losing rounds, it happens to every team. You got to be able to like analyze what's going on, talk about it calmly, have teammates who aren't like fucking screaming and complaining and shit. That's like so important.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It's definitely underestimated.
Oh, 100%.
But yeah, so was playing there, and I just remember like after like one of these matches, I think I legit like had 35 kills, and we lost to like Ice 9 on backlot or something.
Yikes.
And Nexus just like was talking to me after everyone got off. He's like, dude, like you're actually good, and you should try to fucking actually join a team and just leave us and like let this team die. And I was like, damn, dude, like, cause I'd played with him, you know, for like 8 months, which like back in the day, like that was a pretty long time, like on and off for 8 months. That's a long time to kind of play with someone, I thought.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, dude, just leave. I don't care. Like, we don't care. Just go find a CVOP team. He's like, just go play a CVOP. He's like, you're good enough to play in it. And I was like, damn. And eventually, I think I was playing with like I can't remember. I don't remember exactly how it came about, but Spec saw me. I think in a scrim when I was ringing for some team, and he wanted me to join a team with Chimpe, and I told him to fuck off.
Wow.
Basically, at first, because I never thought he was good. I really didn't.
I don't think anyone
but,
thought Shinpei was good, and I always felt bad for him because he was a nice guy, but he was a meme.
We'll get to that.
Okay,
we'll get to
okay.
that. I have
Fair
some
enough.
words about that.
All right.
Yeah, so I don't remember what happened, but at first I told him to fuck off, and then I played with like some other team. I can't even remember. It was like I was like all about like the old legends. Like if you had a name in COD 1, like I would be like stoked to play scrims with you. But then I would realize like they were terrible, you know?
Yeah.
They just had a cool name that I remember from like COD 1 movies.
Well, yeah, a lot of the COD 1 players never had like an impact in COD 4. Like Nightfall especially, like that guy was a god, and then in COD 4
yeah, the game was just too fast for them, I think.
Yeah, something like that, or it's just they didn't have the passion or something.
Yeah. And then eventually I don't remember. Spec like convinced me to join, and I ended up joining, and that's like the first, like I think it was season 3 of CEVO. Cause I forgot a whole thing. No, I started playing with Awakening. Cause I knew XLZZ and Heat from playing against them in COD 2, like in CEVO A and stuff, like towards the end. So I started playing. I played a team with Awakening in season 2 of CEVO P after I floated for a bit. After I told Chimpa to fuck off, basically, I joined Awakening and I played with Heat, XLZZ, Box, and like Badfish. I think at the time.
Wait, is
Badfish
XLZZ the same as XLZ Ghost? Or...
Yeah,
Oh,
same
okay,
player.
okay.
Yeah, XLZ Ghost.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I played with them, and it was like the same thing. And we were Awakening in the beginning of the season, and I was just like straight carrying every match. Not like super hardcore, but
All right, I think we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Some technical difficulties there. Just got my internet cut out. I've had this ISP 3 years. It's never cut out. So apologies, guys. Let's resume.
looks
Okay.
like it.
Yeah,
Stream shows
I
live.
think we're back. So where were we? I do apologize for that, my man.
COD 4, Awakening.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is like where I think like around this time, honestly, like is where when you're always like the top fragger and stuff for your team, you kind of just naturally develop a little bit of an ego. Plus, like, you know, we're all like 18, 19, 20 max.
Yeah.
So you just like start having an ego.
Top frag.
Yeah, it was all about especially in COD, it was all about top fragging, And I remember I would care a lot about it too. I would always be upset, like if we lost and I wasn't the top frag, I'd be like, God damn it, like, fuck, man, I suck.
Oh, really?
I would be super hard on myself though, yeah. So in a way, it's good because it like just motivates you to be a lot better, like to always just like play more. And I was just like, I'd religiously like deathmatch all the time. Even like when the game was dead, I would just always be in the DM running around, just to pass time and stuff.
That dedication.
Right? But I think we ended up with Awakening. I think we ended up going even. I think we were like 8-8. But I think about halfway through, we got picked up as like Mob's second team or third team. I don't even remember. But I remember we became Mob because like Badfish had connections to Mob still because he was on the original one.
Did you ever get to meet?
I did.
Big Papa Pump.
I'll tell you the story.
I'm gonna throw up the energy.
I've been to his house, dude.
While you tell this story.
You gonna throw up what?
The Mob energy drink. Flip your energy.
Oh my god, dude.
Wait, what was it called? It was what was the energy drink called?
Flip your energy, 180. 180 energy. Right? It's 180 energy.
Yeah. Sure. Okay, yeah, I got it. All right, let me just cue this up. So for those of you who don't know, this is the Mob Gaming manager, and this was quite the meme in the COD 4 days.
Cause I remember Mob was like it was like a big org at the time, cause like they were kind of like,
Wait,
yeah, they had like Oh, that's something I made. It looks
Oh,
like.
really? Oh, fuck.
Just from the.
Okay,
just
I got
from
it.
the get go.
I got it.
Oh
I
wait,
got it here.
no, it's not. It's not.
No, I found it.
I didn't. I just remember they were at like WSVG and stuff like that. You know, like they were about like as professional as you would get in the COD scene at the time, unless you were on EG or Pandemic, basically. Like they had jerseys and they would pay for you to go to LAN.
No, I remember
That's
Mob
it.
Gaming was like the next, like the third team.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
It was
Eventually,
us,
yeah.
Pandemic, and then Mob. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jump
And,
into some 180, baby. Come get it. Are you in this video?
I am not. I was not on the
Okay.
team at the
Yeah,
time.
you
That was
missed out.
First Nerfland. Yeah. So I mean, at this point in my career, I still haven't even been to LAN, dude. Like that's how I was all online, dude. All online. And this video is fucking weird. Look at Syntax, dude.
Syntax is like the lowest. He's so low energy in the video.
I know. It's like, dude, you need one of those fucking energy drinks right now. Drink up.
Nothing pumps me up quite like 180 energy. Fucking.
But
force
yeah.
sip.
So we became Mob Gaming, and it's just crazy how like little things just like lead one little thing, one little connection leads to like another thing.
That's how it
You
goes,
know, like
man.
knowing one person got me on 20
knowing,
ID.
Yeah,
and then,
knowing one person does it all.
yeah, and then I got on 20 ID, and then Spec knew who I was. So then, you know, even though I said no the first time, after Awakening, kind of like Badfish like left because everyone was raging, especially XLZ Ghost. It's a big rager.
Really?
And
Eh?
at one point, we played with Joe Lopez again, Rec 3D in COD 4, and I forget, like he was in one of the iterations. I think it was before we got Badfish or after Badfish left. I don't know, it was something. He was on the team for like a few weeks at one point, and I remember he was so obsessed with Fnatic, the team, that he changed his name to Fnatic, like the same, like the way that Orc spells it, like FNATIC. Fucking dweeb, dude.
That's a yikes. That's a
Yeah,
yikes.
but he was just like so bad at the game. Like he wasn't even. I don't even know if he was ever good at COD 1, but like I think just like back in the day, there was just so many 6v6 and so many people playing. Like bad
you
players
could
could
get
just
away
get on
with
good
not.
teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was just fucking terrible. So like at some point,
Watch
we got
it.
him.
You never know if he'll hear this, Cody. Careful with that.
He might hear it, but like it doesn't change my opinion that he was fucking awful. Like,
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
hey, that's just the way it is. He's a cool guy. Don't get me wrong. Just because like you're bad at a video game doesn't mean.
Oh
that
yeah,
he's
it was
a
also
person,
it's like
so.
20 years ago too. It's all,
Yeah, right. And yeah, so the team died because we didn't make playoffs. We were like 8-8 or something like that, and like we struggled to even make it to CVOP. Like we made it in like the last round, and like we like won in like triple overtime or something like that. Like it was rough. So the team ended up dying because like everyone was raging. And then that's when like Spec messaged me. He's like, "Yo, dude, we really need another player. Like, you know, we played against you, like on Awakening." He's like, "Give it a chance, dude. Trust me." And like, the first time I told Chimba to fuck off, like he asked me, and I just remember this specifically. I didn't tell this story, but he asked me. He like brought me a mumble. Was like, "Hey," he gave me this whole pitch about mob and like joining, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, I have your answer." And like I just started playing the fucking La Bamba song, like ba-da-da-da,
Oh my
La
god,
Bamba.
Cody.
And then
what
I
the
like
fuck?
left the mumble. That's how much of a dick I was kind of back then.
Damn.
Like I was like, yeah, I'm not playing with you guys. But I ended up like joining, so you know, I guess it all comes around.
Hold
guess.
on, quickly. I just want to say, like, what is it about Chimpe that?
Dude, I don't remember
Everyone-
why
it's
I did
everyone.
it. I think I did it as a joke initially.
Yeah, but
I'll
everyone,
get to the
nobody
story. The
respected
story's
him.
coming up.
What's the deal? Do you know why nobody respected him? Is your story going to explain why?
Why
Nobody
no one respected him?
Yeah.
No, but it'll explain why me and him had like major beef.
Okay,
Boom.
okay. I think I know what it might be, but
Okay, well,
yeah.
there's a couple of reasons, but I joined and we start playing, and it was like me, Frizz, Chimpe, Spec, and I don't know if Sparks was on the team initially, but eventually he did get on the team, and that was like our roster, and we made playoffs, but like, you know, we weren't like the best. I would say we were like behind you three guys, we were like one of the next teams. You know, I think I think we almost beat like that Nexus team when they had. This is like Denia. I think had already left, so Nexus was like Maglio, NRV, Taylor, you know, TM. I think was on that team at that point. It was like that roster.
Yeah.
And I think we almost beat them like the first match of the season on Vacant, and like, you know, I think something like that. And we had a pretty good season. We made playoffs, and this is about the time we went to ETS, but I wasn't having fun on the team because I was still kind of like top fragging at the time. Like I rated myself a lot, for sure. Like I was like releasing like frag clips all the time, you know, that type of thing.
Yeah.
But the only person I really enjoyed playing with was Frizz. Sparks was okay. I really didn't. I just didn't like Chimpe. Like there's nothing wrong with him. I just remember like what really got on my nerves. I'd be getting scrims. I'd be like, "Yo, I got the other mob," or "I got EG," or you know whoever it was. You know what I mean? And Chimpe would be like, "No, I don't want to play them. Like they're better than us. Like I want to play this team instead." And I'd be like, "Dude, what the fuck? Just fucking play them. Who cares if you lose? You know, like I don't know what it was about him, but
No, I know
he
that
just
kind
never
of
wanted
player.
to play better teams.
Players
he always
just
wanted
don't
to play
like-
teams
yeah.
like equal or worse.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Like, they're better than us. Like, yeah, so you got to play better to beat them. And
Yeah,
like, I just remember, like, I think I don't know if I invented it, but like I feel like I was one of the first people to start doing it consistently. I would just like rush up middle with like a rifle on like Crash, and I
Yeah.
would like just like rush up middle, and I would get car with like a rifle, not an SMG, like a rifle, and I would just like tear teams apart. It felt like constantly.
Yeah, that's a
Like
rude
I have
boy
so
play.
many clips of me
Those
just
kind of
rushing up
plays
middle.
were like so powerful in COD because no one
Yeah,
no
because
one ever
everyone's
expected
dodging
it.
nades, looking at the sky. You
Yeah.
just shoot people in the side all the time.
And like who does that? Like nobody expects
Yeah.
it, you know?
So I wasn't having fun playing with the team, and we went to ETS at the time. He was like, "Yeah, let's go to ETS," and I was like, oh, "Okay, cool." And I was like dating this girl from Vegas at the time, but she moved to like New Jersey, so I like went out there and
Oh,
did
I
all
remember
this,
that witch.
right?
Yeah.
Fucking hell! Can't believe you remember that. How do you remember that, Rob? You say you,
told
have a
me.
bad.
No,
I don't
you told me
even remember
stories,
that.
man.
Did I? Fuck,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Not
But
good.
yeah, so I went out there and I stayed with her for a couple of days, and then I went to the LAN, and they were mad. Like we went to some boot camp, and it pissed me off because like we played like 3 scrims on a Friday. No one scrims Friday nights. Like why are we boot camping on
Yeah,
a
you
Friday
can't
night?
get a good scrim on a Friday unless
Yeah,
like
we
other
played like
teams are
3
preparing for a
shitty
LAN.
teams, and then like everyone started to get high and drunk, and I'm like, dude, I could have been doing something else. Like
Yikes.
I just got like really upset that I was like
Where-
wasting my time
where
in
was the
fucking
boot
Chimpe's
camp?
basement.
Oh, it's
Chimpe's
Chimpe's
basement, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a yikes.
Right?
That's a big time yikes.
I just remember being so like annoyed, and then when we go to the LAN, he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I rented a van. You owe me like $80 for the van for the weekend." I was like, "You didn't tell us you were gonna
That's a
fucking rent a
yikes.
van. I thought we were
That's a
taking
yikes.
people's cars." You know what I mean? He just like did shit without saying anything.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is my. I kind of missed something because I rang for Nexus at Envision before this. Fuck, dude, I missed it.
It's okay.
I went to
don't worry.
Envision.
It's
Do
all
you
good.
remember Envision?
I didn't go. I didn't go to that.
You
event.
didn't?
No.
Because I remember I only went because Nexus needed a ringer last minute because Juvenile had left to join EG.
All right. Yeah.
So this is like after like, you know, you guys
Okay.
were kind of
So this
dying.
Yeah.
I forgot who left.
Entity
you guys.
left. And
Yeah.
Juvie replaced them, and then we had
Yeah.
we lost a LAN in Europe, and then that was it. COD
Yeah.
5 came out, and it was trash, so nobody wanted to play anymore.
Right. So yeah, that's how I went to Envision and I played, and it was my first LAN. I thought I played pretty well. We won the LAN. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
think we beat Mob Gaming and we beat X3O, and then in the finals we played Snatch's team, Pure. But they had it was like Keith was ringing with them from Pandemic. It was like Keith, Snatch, Carter, and then like 2 other players that like I don't remember their names. But yeah, it was my first LAN, and it was like a really cool experience for me because like I think ESWC had a stop there this year, so like there's all like SK, Fnatic, like crazy like CS teams. Even though I didn't really follow it, like you knew who those people were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like legends. And I remember getting in the hotel room. Oh, actually, I had to drive there because like I'm from Vegas and it was in San Jose. It was like an 8-hour drive, and NRV's like texting me the whole time. I think he was like worried that I wasn't gonna show up because he was like he would text me every time he landed. He had like he had to stop twice before he made it from because he lives in New York. He had like 2 stops before he made it to San Jose, and he would text me every stop. Like he's like, "Are you driving? Driving? How close are you?"
Well, you're Cal banned, so like I understand his.
I wasn't
his
Cal banned
worries.
at this point,
Yeah,
but in the past
but
I
previous.
was. Yeah,
You're known.
and I'd never
filthy
been to
cheaters.
LAN, and they had got me like I think I played like 4 nights of scrims with them, and they're like, "Yeah, come to this LAN with us. Everything's paid for. You just have to like get there and pay
And
for
you
your
won it.
food."
You won your first LAN. That's pretty good.
I did won the first LAN.
And
yeah.
so you didn't stick with that team. I guess it wasn't.
I
a
wanted
real
to.
team.
Like I was like, this is a cool opportunity, but when they got because this is when I first played with Zach too. Zach was on the team. TM. It was like
Oh,
TM,
okay.
Taylor, NRV, and Maglio, and me. And I wanted to stay on the team, but when I got back, they picked up Brett from
Which Brett?
what's 20 ID, the 20 ID Brett
Oh, really?
from COD 2.
Huh.
Yeah, played with Brett, and no effects. I didn't go to Pure Land, by the way. And then that's when I think when I got back, that's when I joined Mob. But yeah, so do this like whole season, and we're going to LAN, and
The ETS.
the stories
line,
from
right?
this ETS LAN, dude, were so. It was the worst. It's my
Talk-
second LAN, but it's
talk
by
to
far
me.
my worst LAN experience
Talk
ever.
to me, man. Why was it so bad? I
So
know
we
that
get
something
this
happened with the
van,
car.
and
Okay. Good.
Stack 6 people in one minivan with fucking 5 monitors and 5 PCs. So it's fucking crammed in this fucking minivan, right? I can't move my feet, dude. It's like a 5-6 hour
Oof.
drive. Like
Yikes.
I literally
dude.
like had PC stacked to my side because like we had no room. Like it was ridiculous. And I get car sick too, so I'm just like miserable the whole way up.
Was Chimpei driving?
Chimpe was driving.
Is he a
Okay,
good
we're on the
driver?
freeway. I got the stories coming right
All
now,
Roger
man.
that. Sorry.
We're driving on the freeway, right? He's going about 80 miles an hour. Gets pulled over for speeding. Gets a ticket.
Ha!
After he gets his ticket, he proceeds to go 55 miles an hour the whole way. I was like, dude, you're not going to get another fucking ticket. Just please go 5 miles over the speed limit. I'm fucking dying here. So he drives for about another 30 minutes, and he goes, oh, I need to take a piss. Pulls off the freeway into some back road. And this is 2009, so no one has a fucking smartphone GPS. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he gets like, they start taking him. I think he had a GPS like for his actual car, and they start taking him all these side streets away from the freeway. So it takes us like an hour to get back onto the freeway, and I'm just fucking losing my mind in the back seat.
The fact that
dude.
you remember that specifically just tells me
Dude,
that it was really bad.
it was so bad, dude.
Did he say that the team had to split the speeding ticket, or was that all on him?
No.
Okay,
I was
well, that's
like,
pretty good
he
of
didn't
him.
say that. Yeah, but we had to
Nice
split the
guy.
minivan. We didn't know he was getting.
Yeah.
And we stopped at like Vinny's house or something because like he needed something. I forget. That's when I met Vinny. But
Damn.
guys, he lived in this like shitty ass house in like New Jersey.
Oh, it's
dude.
all fake, eh?
Dude, it was all fake. He had 2 Hummers like in this shitty fucking
Wait, he's got a
house.
shitty
My
house
is
with
bigger.
2 Hummers? Why
Two
the fuck does he have
Hummers,
2
dude.
Hummers?
He had 2 Hummers, man.
Why?
One of them was the one from the video. I don't fucking know, but he had 2 Hummers, dude.
Interesting.
Living the
Interesting guy.
life, man.
God.
And we're driving up. We get stopped at the border, and he's like, "You guys need to pull over and get out. We need to inspect the vehicle." Like,
Ooh.
are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that's why you.
And like it's like a 7-hour trip already at this
That's
point.
why.
Like,
That's why
it's
you
way
can't have
past.
Chimpei driving because he probably said something dumb to the guy, and it's like, all
I
right.
think he said we told him we were there for a gaming event, and he's like, "No, you guys need to pull over. Like, why do you have all these PCs? What are you doing?"
It probably
I
did
don't
look
freaking
really
know.
shady. All you
Yeah, we got
guys.
3 Mexicans in the front seat, the 2 white people sitting in the back. We're clearly being kidnapped.
Yeah, gaming wasn't like a
Something.
known thing then. Like every time I went to the States
Definitely
or
wasn't.
anywhere for a thing and I would tell the customs guy I'm going for a gaming tournament, he'd always ask me like 10 more questions. Like he couldn't believe that that's what I was doing.
Right.
Yeah.
So you get searched. I think I probably, if I look on Photobucket, I probably have pictures of like Frizz that I had like a digital camera. Let me see. So let me see if I can find these pictures real quick, because they're fucking hilarious, dude. fucking Frizz, man.
I love Frizz. Frizz comes to my stream a lot.
Yeah, I still talk to him every now and then. I haven't talked to him in a while, but I miss him. He's a cool guy. Let me see if I can log into this. But anyways, yeah, we get inspected, so it takes like an hour for us to get back on the road before they clear our vehicle and shit and all of our stuff. Because I don't think I had a passport. You just needed your driver's license and like another form of ID at the time just to get into Canada. So it was like a few months before they changed it officially.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't even have a passport at the time, and we start driving over, and you know that bridge into Montreal that's like fucking back the fuck out now because it's like 11 p.m. at night and everyone's driving into town to go clubbing, right? So like we're on this bridge and it's just backed up for like 2 hours. We're on this fucking bridge into the city, and we finally get to the land, and it's like 2:30 in the morning, dude. I'm fucking exhausted. We left at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, dude. It's like been like a 12-hour trip, and it's only like a 6-hour drive or something stupid like that. It's how like long like this shit was taken, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna bring my PC in and like set it up at the fucking desk, right? So I bring mine and Frizz's comp in, and I was like, you guys gonna bring yours? And I was like, no, we'll do it tomorrow. It's like, okay. So I bring our stuff in, we get it kind of set up, we start meet a few people. I was like, all right, like I'm gonna go to bed. It's like 3:15 in the morning at this point. So we drive back to this hotel, right? There's no parking in the parking garage, so he parks on the street, right? Mm-hmm. We go inside. I know, I'll come back to it, Rob. Yeah, I think you know.
Oh, I know.
I think you know.
Yeah, I remember.
I think you know. We go in, and I'm rooming with Chimpe, so I hate my fucking life.
That's a yikes. Right? That's a yikes right there. Did you draw the
Spec had his girlfriend there.
Okay.
So him and Spec were there. Frizz was with KB.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember her?
Yes.
He's spending the night with her at the time. I hope he doesn't mind me saying that. And then Sparks, and then our quote-unquote manager / his friend McKinley, who like was like rich from like something, I don't know, was there. They were rooming together. So odd man out, it's me and Chimpe.
That's a yikes.
We're like, all right, we need to get to the land early. The tournament starts at like 8 o'clock. Like, let's be in the lobby at 7, right? Or it starts at 9 or whatever it was. Like, let's be in the lobby at 7 so we can go to the land. 7 rolls around. I'm in the lobby. I'm ready. And I'm ready to go on this 3 hours of sleep. You know. About 7:45, Spec and Frizz start coming down because they're probably just like waking up from like having sex or whatever they're doing.
Mm-hmm,
you know.
Yep.
And I'm annoyed, you know what I mean? Because I've been waiting in the lobby for 45 minutes. Everyone gets down. We finally walk outside. There's a fucking hole in our side window, and there's a rock on the seat because someone had threw a rock through the window and stole Chimpe's monitor and PC, and Spec's monitor and PC, the GPS, like anything that was in the car that looked like it was electronic, they took.
God,
and
that sucks.
I'm just like, fuck my life, dude. So call the cops, dude. We go to the police station, file a report, whatever. It's a rental too. So all of that.
Oh yeah.
We try to get that like figured out, and we go to the land, and it's like 9 o'clock. We somehow like get lucky, and someone has like we could rent PCs from the land or something. They had some extra PCs, and then like we get monitors somehow. I don't fucking remember where we got the monitors from, but we get like the stuff to play. I'm like, thank God we can actually play this fucking land. But like I remember I'm playing on like a fucking like 13-inch monitor or something like ridiculously small because Chimpe was complaining that he couldn't play on that small of a monitor. I was like, whatever, dude, give it to me, I'll fucking play on it. Right? We start loading up finally loading up, right? Right as we're like, I play about 15 minutes of that death match, and our match is in about 15 minutes, our first match. The internet on our table goes out.
Well, that's not your fault. Like, you're not gonna get like.
No, this is what happens though. It's out for like an hour and a half, and
really?
It's like, it's out for a really long time, at least an hour. And the match was supposed to start like 30 minutes ago at this point, at least. And whoever the admin was, I forget who he was, but he was French Canadian. I don't know. I forget what his alias was, but I know he was French Canadian. running the event, and we're playing a French Canadian team first. Obviously, it's like a lot of French Canadians in ETS. And he goes, "Yeah, if you guys internet doesn't come back up on in 15 minutes, you're gonna forfeit." I was like, "What the fuck do you mean we're gonna forfeit? It's not even our fault.
Been the
internet's out at the LAN." So I'm freaking out, dude.
Yeah.
I'm fucking losing it. I'm raging. Thank God the internet comes back on our table, and we play, and I'm just fucking mad the whole time. So we're behind, so we literally play or fucking COD all fucking day, like until like 2-3 o'clock in the morning again, right? I think we played you guys at one point too, in the tournament. I think we lost to you guys after like the group stage was over. I think we played you guys on City Streets. I remember.
I don't remember at all. I don't know. So that's
but we make it
one.
to the next day. Yeah, day one, done. All right, but we make it to the next day. Go back to the hotel, sleep, get another like 4 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep. Come back to the LAN, right? And meanwhile, like, I really got to log into this photo bucket because there's some photos in here, dude, that are like fucking amazing to have.
Yeah, get them. I could fill the air if you need to.
Fill the air, dude. No dead.
Fill the air. Okay, so at this LAN, let me tell you guys, I was shit, but we still beat Cody, but now knowing about it, I feel bad. We should have let you win, because that sounds like the worst fucking LAN experience ever. Could you imagine if they made you forfeit because of the internet shit? That would have been like...
Dude, I would have lost
That would have been the worst experience of your life, but at least your PC and shit didn't get stolen. Wait, did it?
Yeah. No, it didn't, because I brought my shit in. But then that's why I was mad too.
Oh, but then the monitor.
Because they left all their stuff in the car because they didn't want to bring it into the hotel because they were being lazy because they were tired.
Well, I mean, silver lining, at least you didn't lose your PC.
Right?
Yeah. So, day 2. Is there anything to day two aside from playing against us in the finals? I don't remember that LAN at all.
I think we played like a couple, like 1 or 2 match, because we got knocked down to the losers bracket for you guys. So I think we had to play like 2 or 3 matches. I think before we played you.
There was no other good teams,
something
right?
like that.
It was just
no. There was no other. Like there was like I think they had like there was a team with like KB and stuff on it that they became good later, or a little better later on, but like they weren't like good at the time. At least I didn't think they were good. I didn't think really anyone was good. I thought you guys were shit too. Your roster, everyone was scared of. Dude, that's just how it was. Like I was like, I'm better than fucking everyone on this team at the time. I was like, this Rob guy's never played the game in like 3 months.
Fuck?
JTF2's bad. K-Ponage, who's that at the time? No one really knew who he was. Like, it's just my mentality, dude. I was just like, I'm better than everyone at this LAN.
Jesus, your ego is insane, man. And nothing's changed. Your ego is still insane.
Still insane? I don't know. I think it's a little less now.
No.
Oh, here we go. Rob. Here we go.
Send it over. Let's give the
Please do not let go. If you can look through the fucking photo bucket, please do not do that.
Okay, I won't.
There's a lot of old, embarrassing pictures on.
Dude, photo bucket is fucking classic.
Dude, like, I can't even like copy this link, dude, because like.
No, there should be a button somewhere that says copy. It's such a shitty website, right? Like, I can't believe it still exists. I was on there like a month ago for trying to get pictures. How's that Froz update, though, my man? Can we get that Froz update? Oh, wait, no, it's the Ono clip. The Ono.
Oh, God.
Sorry. Dude, I was...
Wait, when it says hit copy,
it
says, where do you want to copy this to? Do you mean?
Is it copied to your clipboard? Like, if you paste, will it paste the link to me?
Well, I see the thing. It says share this photo, and it has a direct link, but I can't fucking click on it because this website's so shit, dude.
Yeah, it's really bad.
It's such a good photo, too, dude.
Well, I want to see it, man. Can you screenshot it and send me the screenshot or something? Or...
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that.
Yo, what's up, Frizz?
Wait, let me look at my bookmarks real quick.
Wait, what?
Just to make sure I ain't got no tentacle porn showing up on my bookmarks.
Cody, what is in your photo bucket? What is in your history? What's going on, my man?
Gay porn, not gay porn.
There's nothing wrong with that. I was looking for a picture of you because I like to put a picture up of whoever's on the CoDcast. And while Google searching you, I found it's like a thumbnail of your Ono video update clip. Oh man, let me just pull
With
it
my
up right
face?
now.
The one with my face?
Yeah, the one with your face. It's great. Well, let me
Great,
pull
dude.
this up right now. Great, I can't find it anymore. Oh, here it is.
Aw, dude.
Just
Why
show
you
it
gotta
on
do this to
stream.
me?
Because I love you, man. I love it, dude. That's
I lost myself in that for a second.
yeah, I know. Because you're staring at yourself the whole time. You can't get enough of yourself. Makes me sick.
That was like right when I started working for Abercrombie. Dude.
Oh, the
Right around that
Thaw
time.
Abercrombie era. I love that era.
Do you?
Yeah. It's the pre-car wash era.
No, it was after the car wash.
Oh, it's the post-car wash, my bad.
Post car wash era. Car wash era was the best because that's when I had all the mamacitas.
Yeah, you're getting paid, getting all the ladies at the car wash. I don't believe you really worked at a car wash, man.
I did, dude. I probably still have the uniform.
You get that photo, my man, or?
I did. It was a process, but I got.
Because there's a lot to talk about after COD. I want to talk to
Look
you
at
about
his
stuff
face,
after.
dude.
Wait, where'd you send it
Look
at?
at his
I don't,
face,
I don't
man.
see it.
I sent it to you on Steam.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Look at my face, dude. It just sums the shit up, man. Just sums the shit up.
So that's you on the right side,
Yep.
having a great time at your second LAN. There's a plate of, is that ketchup?
Poutine. It was poutine.
Oh, okay.
And it was like cafe poutine, and it just made me hate it. But
And-
everyone says it's great, so I probably have to give it another shot.
Poutine
But
is
it was
amazing,
disgusting.
dude. Trust me, it's amazing. But is that ketchup?
That
I
was
can't
disgusting.
tell.
I think it was
If
because I
you're
think
eating
that
it
guy
with
in the
ketchup,
center
if you're eating
put
it with
ketchup on it.
Okay, then that is completely disgusting and wrong. You don't.
I didn't eat it.
Okay.
I didn't eat that. I ate regular
Okay.
poutine. I know that, but I think he put ketchup on
I don't know
it.
how you can't like it. It's cheese, gravy, and fries.
It was from the cafe, dude.
Okay,
that
well,
they
then it's
had
probably
in there.
shit.
So
It's probably
probably not the best.
So who's got the
example of
fedora
poutine.
in the middle there? Who is that?
That was Sparks' friend slash manager.
Oh, the rich
like-
guy.
Yeah, he like got in like an accident or something. He got like hit by a bus or, or his foot got ran over.
Oh,
so
that's
it was
how he got
something like
rich.
that, and he had a bunch of money.
And
Yeah,
then Sparks on the left. You guys are having a fucking great time.
great fucking time, dude. Great
Yeah.
time.
That LAN was honestly shit, even with like nothing bad happening to me at it. So I can't even
Right.
imagine how you felt. So day
So-
2. Let's get into day 2.
Day 2, we make it through the final. I'm like, all right, we're back. And I remember at one point in the lane, I had told you, or I think it was you. Like, it was you and I think JTF2, I think.
Mhm.
You guys were standing there, and I was like, if we lose to you guys, I'm fucking quitting. I just remember saying that. Like, 100%
Wow.
I said it. I was like,
You
if we
didn't.
lose,
you
I'm
didn't
done
s-
with this team.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the game, not just the team. My bad.
No, I was like, if we lose to you guys in the finals, like, you guys are a pug. We're a full team. We played a full season together.
I vaguely remember you saying that, so it must have been.
And
to
I was
me.
like, if we lose, I was like, I'm quitting. Like, I'm done with this team. And we fucking lost. And during the final, we got this guy on the microphone behind us going,
Oh, yeah.
holy shit! And then the whole crowd would be like, holy shit! Back. And, like, you can't hear fucking for like a really long time. It was like 30 minutes. It's a best of one. And I was already freaking out because we got to pick 2 maps. Like, since we came from the losers bracket, right? We had to win twice. You guys only had to win once. And you guys picked Backlot, and we picked our best map. I don't remember what it was, but it was. I know Backlot was your pick for sure.
yeah.
And we played your pick first. I'm like, why are we playing their pick first? They're in the winners bracket. They already have the advantage. Why are we playing Backlot first? And we started on attack. Like, if you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
to me, you should start on the defensive side or the side you want to start on Backlot, because I think Backlot at the time was still like defensive. Like, people still didn't really have the map super figured out yet.
Mhm.
So I was like annoyed at that, and we ended up losing. So
that was it.
That was it, dude. I remember
I'm sorry, man. That sucks.
Jersey.
That sucks.
I stayed in New Jersey for a little while, but anyways, I got to tell you about the going home. So going home, McKinley and Sparks decide to take a train. Specs gonna go with his girlfriend, and then it's me, Frizz, and Chimpe. And as we're leaving, we pack everything up. We realize this window's still busted. So it's fucking February or early March in Canada, and we have a busted window, and we're gonna have to drive in this. And I think I only had like a hoodie. Because, like, you know, I've never been in, like, cold like that before.
Yeah, you're from
so
Vegas.
I have, like, a thick hoodie. So, yeah, so we're driving back, and it's fucking freezing because we're going, like, 70 miles an hour, and it's already, like, in the negatives. Yeah. And I'm just fucking freezing my ass off. And, like, I remember looking at Frizz and being like, dude, like, I want your jacket so bad. And Doug was like, nah, bro.
Dude, that fucking blows, man. That sounds like the worst land story ever.
It's not over yet, dude.
Okay,
it's not over yet.
Fuck. Jesus Christ.
We're driving back, right? And it's getting pretty late because I think the land ended kind of late.
Despite.
And like we left at like 5 or 6. Like the sun was starting to go down. So it's dark out. So it's even colder out. And at one point, Chimpe's like, dude, I'm really fucking tired. Like I need to pull over, dude. I feel like I'm gonna fall asleep. And he pulls into this fucking motel in like the mountains of like fucking rural, like middle of nowhere New York or wherever the fuck state we're at. I don't know. And it's got like a vacancy sign and it's like flickering and there's like half the letters are lit. I'm like, I am not fucking staying in this motel in this hick town. I'm sorry, it's not fucking happening. And I was like, if you get out, I'm taking the keys and I'm leaving with Frizz. So he decides to just YOLO it and drive like another hour and a half home.
Oh, wow.
So we get home and me and Frizz like sleep for like an hour and then we like hop on a train and drive back. But that's pretty much it for the land story. But it was fucking miserable. The only good part is like when I checked into the land, I left my ID at the front desk, and when I left, they gave it to me.
Oh,
that was
good.
Like, so it could have been worse. I could have not been able to get back into the United States. So it could have been way worse. So that was a silver lining for sure.
God.
But yeah, I ended up staying in New Jersey after that with my girlfriend at the time, and Chimpe was like, so do you want to come to the Mob Gaming LAN Center and play the CVOP playoffs? I was like, no. Nah, I'm good.
That's a pass.
So they had Brett on the roster as a backup, the same Brett that was on the other mob at the time. He had like left the team. I forgot who they picked up instead of him. I think Juvenile had come back at this time because you guys weren't playing anymore. Mm-hmm. So Juve was like back on that team, and Brett got cut or something like that. So they had Brett as a backup. So I just fucking played with Brett, dude. And the reason why I started to hate Chimpe is because at this time I think I played like 2 playoff matches or something like that. No, I didn't play any playoff matches. And it was like the CEVO playoffs at the time were like they played it all in like 2 or 3 days. Like the whole like playoff bracket. They played in like 2 or 3 days. Something like that. And so I said no, I didn't want to play that. And when this happened, we got like 3rd place that season. I think they won a couple matches and lost to Mob. They got 3rd place in CVOP, so they got like, I think $2,000 or something. And instead of it was supposed to be split evenly, so I sent them my money for him. But I noticed like I logged into my CVO account and I saw like a post or a ticket submitted, and I was like, what the fuck is this? So I looked at it, and it was me saying that I forfeit my money from CVOP to the team, or to Chimpe. And the only way that could have been done is if he logged onto my CEVO account, because I had logged onto it on his computer at the LAN when we like did that little boot camp. Dude. So he tried to forfeit my money. Like, fair enough that I didn't play playoffs, but I played the whole season, and you know what I mean. So I felt like I was at least entitled to my share of it. Yeah. Because they played with Brett for like what 3-4 matches or whatever it was.
Even if you weren't, like, he should be talking to you. That's really scummy. Yeah. All right, now I know why people say this stuff about Chimpe.
Yeah, so at the time, that's why I started to really dislike him at that point. Like, I was like, I'm fucking done with you. I never really liked you to begin with. And that's like we started like a rivalry at that point. Like, I pretty much fucking hated him.
Yeah.
So
I remember
when you try to steal from me
yeah.
is when I hate you.
Yeah.
So
Shit.
but the team like broke up after that, I believe, and
And thus
I kind of
began
stopped.
the VVV era, or am I wrong?
Almost,
Okay.
almost. I kind of stopped playing because like I was just like burnt out. Like I felt like I put so much into it, and but the team did break up, and I remember Frizz started playing with Focal, or that was like when he started playing with Starbuck and stuff, and
Okay.
Sparks. He stayed with like Sparks and stuff like that. And then at one point I ended up coming back, and then Frizz left the team, and then I left the team, and then Frizz came back, and it was like a back and forth for a little bit. And I quit playing for a few months again, like 2 months or so. I stayed in New Jersey, and I was going to school out there, and I just wasn't playing at the time. I was like living with my girlfriend, doing that stuff. But eventually we made I ended up coming back at one point, and it was like me, Frizz, Starbucks, Sparks, and I remember what got me to like want to join the team a lot was Frizz, and they had Syntax from like Mob, and I always thought he was like a pretty good player. He was always playing with like Maglio and TM and that team, so I thought he was a pretty good player.
I always thought he was decent too.
Yeah, he's always like a pretty good rifler. So I was like, all right, dude, I'm down. Oh yeah, Frizz did another stint with M-Shift for like a month or two, but I was like, yo, I'm down. So we ended up coming back, and that's I think we might have played a couple of matches with under Focal, something like that, and then we became VVV. So. And that was the infamous when we played like because every season we would have to play like the CVOP placement tournament or whatever, unless you got like top 2 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we played. Do you remember Siege with a 1?
I remember the name. Yeah.
Yeah, we played his team, and like I remember I rushed up middle on Crash, and I was already like wrecking him, and I like 4K'd him in like 3 seconds. Like I ran into Blue House and like just like wrecked their team. And got like a 4K, and then Frizz got like the last kill or something like that.
4K?
I'm sure it was.
I think I know that one. Yeah.
And I said, "Welcome to CVOP, LOL." And then from then on, he like hated me.
Yeah, I would hate you too. God, that's worse than the Keith smiley face.
To me, he was always one of those players. Like he's a decent player, I thought, but like he was always one of those players that was like really nerdy and like would use like super set nades. And I just, at the time, I just like to run around and shoot people, so I didn't really like respect it, like the way I would now. I feel like,
yeah,
because he put a lot of hard work in, and then I even after that, like I think that's when I went to like was it Nerf 3? That was like my first Nerf LAN. And I remember him freaking out that he couldn't use Logitech settings because his like up-down sensitivity was different from his left-right. Even though on like the forums they said like you can't use drivers, so like
I remember that.
Get your shit ready, and he was like freaking out over it, and I was like, dude, like, calm down. It's not that big of a deal. So
yeah,
I pretty much just like didn't respect him, and I fucking hated him.
Fair enough.
Didn't really hate him. That's a strong word.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, so that's when I was on VVV. I started the VVV era.
And when did I join VVV? Because let's be honest, that's the pinnacle of the VVV era. Right?
Was it? I went to Nerf 3, played another season of CVOP. It was like season 4 or something like that. We kind of brushed over the whole Mav mod thing. Do you remember that?
I remember
Mav
that.
Mod?
Yeah.
I see Mav in the chat, and I remember I had like a little feud with Mav too, because I fucking hated that mod. I thought it was terrible. Like
there
it
were
was
some
like
cool
you would
things about
regen,
it,
but you wouldn't fully regen.
Yeah,
but like
there are some cool things about it, but
I like
wasn't
that.
a fan
but
either. Yeah.
like they took away like the hit X's, and like the M4 was like terrible with like at the time it was like really hard to use, and they forced you to use and like the SMGs were like really bad long range.
Yeah,
it was better. It was better that the SMGs weren't like godlike like they were, and the pro mod where you could like 3-tap someone SMG from like across the map. Yeah, that was a little ridiculous. Like the SMGs are way too strong, but I thought they went like too far in the opposite direction with the Mav mod. Like it was too weak as a SMG. And then like they took away like the hit sound or the hit X's, but you could hear the sound more. So it was like I don't know. They changed I think they tried to change too much at once with it. But yeah, that started like the VVV era. And at the time, you were playing with Pandemic. I remember that. So like, when you came back and you were playing with Pandemic.
Yeah, we had a team called like Legends or something that was short-lived.
It's before that though.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
this is when I think I don't know if I think Nabor had quit. So it was like Prank, you, Nicholas, Jason, and
Wasn't
whoever else. Keith.
Limitless? I don't.
Oh, it might have been Limitless.
Yeah.
It might have been Limitless. Yeah, it was like the only person that really stayed was like Prank, I think, and Keith.
The game was like dead though at this time, right? Like,
Yeah,
am
it was-
I wrong
it was-
to say that? Or...
It was pretty dead. Like, I think it was probably like the last season you would call like pretty competitive, at least somewhat. Like there was at least some good teams. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I think X3O was still playing. I knew EG wasn't playing, but like you were playing for a Pandemic. The Nexus guys were still playing. We were still playing. There's a couple other like decent like level teams still playing, but at this time like that Dynamic team was decent. Like I mean, really, there's only like 6 teams that were like worth
Yeah.
even scrimming, so it was pretty dead. Like we were probably in like the lower end of that, like top 4, but like that's not really saying much when there's only like 8 teams that are decent at playing the game.
So, like, I think we've covered enough COD that we're in the area now where nothing mattered. We won everything, and it was just kind of dead, right? Am I wrong?
I remember playing COD 5 and
Yeah,
going
it
back,
sucked.
and then Modern Warfare 2 came out, and
Oh, yeah.
no one even tried to play that competitively.
Well, you couldn't
And
because
then
of the matchmaking shit.
Black Ops came out. I played Black Ops for a couple months. Like Michael D came back, a couple people came back, but like the game was like terrible.
Yeah, it's just...
Actually, like played with Snatch for a little bit and Carter, and
None of the
Snatch really
CODs were
pissed
the
me
same.
off one day. We hadn't talked for a while. I think we're pretty cool now, but like we were in like the middle of this match and we were playing like Kraka and Magic in them, and like we thought they were cheating, and like we were in this like epic match, and like Eric just like left in the middle of it because he was getting frustrated in the middle of the
Damn.
match, and it ticked me off a lot. I didn't like him a lot
That's
after that.
unlike Snatch. I played
I
with
know.
Snatch. I didn't think he would do that.
Yeah, I didn't think so either, but you know, it did piss me off at the time a lot. Like I kind of was just like, all right, I'm fucking done with you.
Yeah, I'd be
at the
pissed
time.
at that too. Dang.
But enough time has passed where it's just like whatever, dude. It was Black Ops, you know.
Yeah, who cares? It's fucking Black Ops.
Fucking
So,
Black Ops.
I did want to cover your transition into CS because it's an interesting one, and you've like the fact that you're a coach for CLG Red. I think it's really cool. So, can you talk about like how you got into CS:GO, like your first team and everything? I think your first team was supposed to be with me, but then I like left. I wasn't like really
Yeah.
gaming.
Yeah, it was it was when you were living life, man.
It's the dark period, I call it.
I remember I started at first playing like the beta or whatever. It's like they were like, yeah, if you sign up for the beta or whatever, you can play in this like league or whatever. And it was gonna be like me and Paler and like a couple other COD people. But like I remember my game would just randomly crash all the time, like every 4 rounds. I was like, whatever, I'm not fucking playing. Like at the time, I'd got kicked out of my house. You know, it was like out of my parents' house, so I was like couch surfing, staying at friends' houses. So it was like really hard for me to like play in general. Anyways.
Why'd your parents kick you out? Or if you don't want to say.
No, it's fine. I had a couple of friends at the time, and my dad let me take out some like off-roading stuff, equipment that he had bought, and my friend wrecked it, and
Oh,
I was paying
shit.
my dad back for the repairs, but I just wasn't paying him back fast enough. And then I'd finished college and all of that, and I was just kind of floating, working at the car wash, you know, just making money, going out, drinking, you know, not really like going anywhere with my life, just like, you know what I mean, just coasting for like
yeah,
6
yeah.
months. And me and my dad got in a fist fight. Like,
Holy shit.
I just
really?
remember I was on my computer and he said something, and I don't remember what I said, but I said some smart ass shit back to him. I just remember he grabbed me by the neck and like rolled me on my chair back
Holy
and like
fuck.
slammed me to the ground. And like my mom was screaming and all that crazy shit. So
Jesus Christ.
yeah, so I got kicked out of my house at that point.
God.
So it was like a weird time, but like, you know, COD 4 is dead. Like I even played a season without you and Jason, like, and I played with like Panther and fucking Force and Magic
Oh,
and
really?
stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
There's like they had like one more season of Sevo. I don't even think we made it into the money because like Panther.
I didn't
Was
even know
bad.
Panther played COD 4. What the fuck?
Dude, yeah, it was. He did play a lot towards the end. He played with that Two Shoes team a little bit.
Hmm.
I just remember I didn't go to like the last. There's like Ignite. There's 2 lands in Chicago, and I went to the first one and I won that one with it was me, Nicholas, Limitless, Frizz, and I don't remember who our other player was. Who the fuck was our other player?
Maybe Frizz.
Doug, you
will
didn't want to
remember.
play anymore. You didn't want to play with Force. Doug, if you remember who we played with at Ignite Land with Limitless, Nicholas, me, and you, I don't remember who the fuck our 5th was. Can't remember for the life of me.
It's okay.
Oh, Uzi. It was Uzi.
Oh, Uzi. Uzi's cool.
Yeah.
I like him.
So we won that LAN, and then we they had a second one, and I didn't go to it. I remember I had offers, like, because I wasn't really playing. But yeah, when they got back, I ended up playing with like Panther, Force, Cash, who was Magic's brother, and Panther. I don't know, some weird roster. I didn't really care too much though.
Yeah, I mean, it was. Come on.
Yeah.
That must have been like what, 2012, 11?
Yeah, but yeah, it was 2012. Yeah, like literally right before CS:GO came out.
Yeah.
And the reason why that's important is because that's how I met Bill.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he's friends with like Magic and Force.
Yeah,
and those
he
guys.
was friends with them, so that's kind of how I met him by playing
Gotcha.
with them for that season. So yeah, we moved over to CS, and I think at one point we were supposed to play a match, and it was like me. It was gonna be me, you, Frizz, Jason, and I don't remember someone else. But like you were like, I think we played like one night of scrims
Supposed to
together or
be
something like
Halston,
that.
I think, right? Wasn't it?
Was it
technical?
Halston?
Yeah.
It might have been Halston.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it was
I-
someone that had CS experience.
I remember it too now because you mentioned it. My game used to crash all the time too, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't play back then. For whatever reason,
Yeah, it was
CS
weird.
would just always crash on me, and it was so fucking annoying. So I just stopped.
I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it, and then
Yeah.
one day it just started working again.
So that was the team. Did you guys? You
We
ended
played
up-
like one match. You guys played a match without me, and you guys won it, or you guys went 1-1. Because like I remember I was really busy with work at the time. I was working a lot of swing shifts. That was the Abercrombie era, so I was working like 3 to midnights a lot. So I just couldn't play. And then then one match I played, you didn't show up for it. I remember.
Oh,
I don't know
shit,
if you
sorry.
said you weren't going to show up for it, but I think you just didn't show up for it. And we played 4v5,
Wow.
and we almost beat this team
I didn't know. Fuck.
somehow. But like the team was like no one really took it seriously, but like everyone was hyped because like the other COD players were doing well at the time.
Yeah.
So everyone was like, oh, this is like the other COD players. But like it was never gonna go anywhere really. Like you weren't in the right time. I wasn't in the right time
Yeah.
to like commit time to gaming. Like the way, even to the level of COD 4 when we played together for that,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8 months, whatever it was.
Mhm.
So then I took like another break from it. Like I didn't really play. Like I feel like that's always been like a thing of mine. It's just like right when everyone's learning the game, I take this like break of like 3 months, and everyone gets so far ahead of me. Pretty much like the opposite. Like when Michael D's good at a game, I'm not playing the game. Basically,
Right. Yeah.
is what happens because he just grinds the fuck out of
Uh-huh.
like the game as soon as it comes out for months, and then once everyone else catches up, he's like, I'm out.
Yeah. That is.
I feel like
what
that always happens with him. Like that's just like his thing. He's really good because he just plays so much of that game. Like him and
Mhm.
Emong would do
Yeah.
it all the time. But then once everyone else starts to catch up, they're like, yeah, I'm done. Because I played 80 hours of this game a week for 6 months.
So you're
Um,
back from your break, and what team?
I started playing scrims for fun with Bill at the
Oh
time.
shit! Was it?
Scallywag.
Was it just like?
It was just like an open team. It was like Bill and then like maybe Badmit. It was like it's like some form of a squad.
Love
that, they
that
had
badmit.
that
Love
friends-
that badmit.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Do you know that he's
I can't
on
remember who's
Envious?
there was like another player. I forget. It wasn't Badman. It was someone else. Can't remember who it was. He was more of Chris's friend
Was
early
it-
on. You
it
might not
wasn't
have been
Envy,
around,
was it?
but
Envy wasn't on
no,
that team.
it
was
wasn't Envy. I brought on Envy. I don't even remember how I met Envy. I think I met him in a pug, and I was like, "Oh, you're Jace's brother." But yeah, so I started playing with them, and at the time when the first season we played, or I played like half a season with them, like Chris was in jail at the time. I remember, like Chris wasn't around because Chris was like
So
he
Chris
when
is
he was in
Roa
jail.
for anyone who doesn't know.
Yeah, Roa was in jail at the time,
Damn.
and I think we played a season without Chris, like a full season. Like it was like whatever. I wasn't like really. I was only showing up 2 or 3 nights a week max. Just scrimming when we could. Really having. I was still working a lot of that in that time. And then that season was like whatever. I don't think we made playoffs that full season either. And then the next season happened. That's when I was like, I think the season before it was like me, Bill, Envy, and then like 2 other people. Like we played like with a guy named Clark at one point, and like I forget who else was on the team. I bet you if I looked at the roster, I could figure it out.
Ah, fuck. There's one guy I know you played with. He was really good, but kind of weird. I don't remember his name. God damn it.
Is it Wicked?
Yes, Wicked. Yeah.
Okay, this is before Wicked though.
Okay.
For sure before Wicked.
Yeah.
Let me look at I can find out who it was for sure. But yeah,
So this is open, and are you guys taking it serious, or are you just kind of fucking around at this point?
I joined in season 14, and it was just kind of wasn't really taking it serious, just like scrimming, running around, not really stratting, anything like that. It was season 15 that we like started to take it kind of seriously and open, at least semi-seriously. Because like the way I am, like I can't just like not care about shit. Ever.
So your team there was you, Bill, and was Envy on the team at that time?
Yeah, Envy was on the team. I think like someone like Exit Wounds was on the team or something like that. I think it's Exit Wounds.
And
like Zypher, Shig, like there was like a bunch of people. Kal-El was on it at one point.
Oh, I remember him.
If you remember that guy?
Yeah, I liked him. He was cool.
But it was like me and I remember there was like a LAN in SoCal LAN 1, and me and Envy wanted to go. And Wicked, I knew was in Vegas, and he started like he was scrimming with us a little bit too. And I was like, yo, let's make a team, us 3 plus, 2 people. So we got like a random guy, like, was it Ace or Hazardous? I think it was Hazard. I don't remember.
Oh, Hazardous. I remember.
I think it was Hazardous. And then we got some random guy too. I can't even remember his name. Some random Asian dude. But yeah.
So how'd you do that season of Open?
We made playoffs that season. We didn't do anything at that LAN that we went to. We didn't do anything at that first one. I think we went like 2-2, and we were done. Like I was still pretty bad at CS at the time. Open obviously, but we made playoffs and we got promoted to IM, and then it was me, Bill. That's when Roa came back, the season of IM. Or he came back at the very end of the Open season.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. It was around that time. So that's when it became me, Bill, Roa, and Envy. And that was like our core. And then the IM season, we had picked up Wicked to play with us. And I think we did pretty decent that season of IM too. We made playoffs again. And we went pretty far again. And then we got promoted to main.
And comes the Rob man.
Not yet. We played with like a guy named Skitch and stuff, and then
I
me
remember
and Dan
Skitch,
and Wicked. We went to SoCal LAN 2 together, and we played with Skitch and someone else. I forget who. And we actually we beat like a lot of teams. We lost 3 matches that SoCal LAN. We lost to iBuyPower, Complexity, and Reliable Gaming, which was like. It was like Freakazoid, Mo, you know what I mean? Like they were good players still. Yeah. So those are the only 3 teams we lost to. I think we got like 4th or 5th or something like that.
That's not bad.
I think we got 4th. So I was like, damn, we're actually like pretty good. Like that was good. And then I know Matt was going through some shit at the time. So like Wicked stopped playing. Like I think his his grandma had died or something like that, or I think it was maybe his mom had died. I don't remember exactly, but someone close to him and his family died, so he had to like go back to the East Coast, and he didn't want to play. So that's when we picked up Skitch, and then like we were scrimming, and then like he would do some like weird stuff like with like his trading, and then like that's when you started playing again, and I had you ring it, and I was like, oh man, this Skitch kid's really good, but I really want to play with Rob.
Well,
like,
if I could just chime in here, I remember when I joined, I was playing with Skitch, and Roa was like not in the picture. Roa like didn't want to play or something. And
that?
Yeah, like when I first started playing with you guys.
That might have been true. He might have been like iffy if you wanted to keep playing or something.
Yeah,
because I think he was going through some weird stuff too.
Yeah, and then I was playing with you guys, and I was like, oh, cool, I got a spot. And then Roa wanted to come back. I remember this because I was like, you told me, you're like, well, Roa wants to play, and it's kind of his team and shit. And I was like, I remember that was my first experience with Roa, and I was like, man, fuck this Roa guy. I want to play.
Yeah, it was.
But then you guys ended up cutting Skitch for whatever reason. I don't know.
Yeah, he was doing some weird stuff, or like, just like little things that like annoyed us. Like he wasn't playing that well. He played a few matches with us, and then like he would do some stuff where he'd like, be late to scrims or something like that. Like we were trying to take it kind of seriously at least.
Yeah, I think he was late
like,
to a scrim, and that's what like did him in, or like. Yeah.
Yeah, it was something small, but we were like looking for a reason.
Yeah.
Or at least I was. I know that.
Yeah.
And that's when you came in, and you were pretty rough, dude.
Yeah, I remember.
You were pretty rough at first.
I remember the first match was Dust 2, and it was so bad.
Was it Dust 2? I thought it was Nuke.
I think it was Dust 2. I'm like 90% sure it was Dust 2. I remember losing like an easy 1v1 and just being so embarrassed. But it ended up working out.
I
right?
really think it was Nuke, dude. I'd put money that it was
eh?
Nuke. Yeah. I remember the 1v1 you were running around the silos. I think. Or something like that.
Is this something I'd be able to find on esca.net?
You might be able to. You'd have to look at your you'd have to go to your stats.
Yeah.
On your page. Let me see if I can find it for you.
I'm looking right now.
And it was season 17, I believe, was a season that we played.
League.
It was Nuke. It was Nuke, dude.
What? I see.
It was against Mostly Harmless.
Is it really? Wait, that's
the
first...
look, August 3rd,
oh,
2014.
Yeah? Oh fuck.
We lost 14-16.
What? I had 20 kills. Damn. Maybe
you're insane.
Maybe
dude.
I just remember the Dust 2 one because it was like especially bad. Oh look, it was the next one. I was close.
Oh okay, it was close.
Yeah, I had.
I remember
I still had
like
20 kills.
When you had joined, I remember like, you like game it. You're like, damn, Cody, you're actually good at this game.
I couldn't
I
dude, credit where credit's due. You say I don't ever compliment you, but like, I know you didn't really ever play CS during the COD days, right? And like, you're pretty good,
never.
Man. You're pretty good. It's
CS:GO.
It's hard to transfer from
CS game.
It's hard to transfer from COD to CS because there's so many things, there's so many habits and shit that you pick up in COD that you just can't do in CS. And so when I saw you hitting those sick one taps and shit, I had to give you credit, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
And that was a fun season too. That was a fun season, and we made it to playoffs.
At the end of the season, dude, you had picked it up though.
Oh, dude,
it was crazy.
I still remember
how fast you got good at it.
You remember the playoff match that season against Mostly Harmless on Train?
Yeah, and Dust. Was it Train? Because we played them on Dust 2.
Might have been two maps, but I
beat them twice.
I remember going off.
No, it was best of ones, but we beat them twice.
Oh shit! I just remember going off on Train like.
Yeah, I remember you kept pushing ladder room on them and just wrecking them.
I pushed.
And then even on T side, like you would run out a ladder, dude, just with nothing.
Yeah, because I was in the mine
gym.
It was the first time in CS that I was really in the mine gym. I got comfortable enough in the game where I could start mine gymming people. And then they changed. Like Train now is fucking abysmal. How do you feel about Train now?
Yeah,
can we talk about it?
I don't.
Awful.
I don't like it. I mean, there's so many iterations of Train in CS:GO. Like they went to like the old 1.6 one. They had the the CS:GO one, then the CS:GO one where they changed like where the ladders were, where some cars were. So many different versions, but in general, I'm not a fan of like the changes they've made now to most of the maps.
Fucking
I'm not like
sucks.
a big fan of them.
It's a
So,
yikes. It's a yikes all around.
yeah. I mean, I like maps that like you can see things more clearly. You like, you know what I mean, where it's just more skill based, more just like aim based with executions and
Yeah.
like proper flashes and stuff. Whereas now it's just like there's so much shit like in random spots sometimes on some of these maps that's just
The angles, I
ruins
just
it for-
find there's so many awkward angles on train.
yeah,
You know
and
what I mean?
they do this weird COD 4 thing now. Like I think I actually started to become worse in CS:GO when they did that head bob shit. Like where you shoot someone in the head and their head like bobs. You know what I mean? Like you remember in COD 4, you would never aim at the head because like if
You
you
don't
double
need-
tapped on someone's
yeah.
head, their head would move and you'd miss the second shot and then they just fucking kill you with body shot. So that was definitely the biggest problem for me, like transitioning to CS:GO. I was always aiming at people's like torsos, dude.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the first like 6 months, it was so bad. It's just such a bad
Yeah,
habit.
you don't need to aim at the head in COD, like, ever.
Yeah, never.
yeah.
There's no reason to, because like your gun's gonna kill them in the chest.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that was a fun season, man. Like we had a fucking really good run, and like I think like I'll admit on my side, like I was probably like way too what's a good word for it? Like I was really on top of people about shit. Cause like I would look at like I would spend so much time, like you have no idea how much time I would spend like going over demos and finding strats and executes and stuff. Like, I don't think like I spent a lot of time, a lot of free time doing that stuff.
Well, I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember anything. It's only 3 years ago. I don't remember shit. Hello? Are we still live, Cody? Are we still... Did my internet crash? Oh, God. Anyone confirm that we're still live? Oh, God.
Playing Inferno a lot, and we sucked at Inferno. I don't know if you remember that.
Shit.
Like, we were so bad. Like,
Oh, sorry. We lost you there for a minute. I thought my internet cut out again.
oh shit! I was
Yeah.
wondering why you weren't saying anything, dude. I had a full moment, dude. What's the last thing you
Fuck.
heard? That was like some Emmy shit right there, dude.
Oh, God damn it. The last thing I heard you saying was that you put so much time in, like, out of the game and shit. Oh, man.
Yeah,
I'm
like
sorry, dude.
I just put in so much time, like, and effort into like finding strats and executes, and then to come into scrims and have people not want to like do the stuff that I would find that I thought would work for us, and to not really give it a chance. And you know how it wasn't like I was trying to be like more like a strict in-game leader as opposed to like EG. So I know you didn't like it as much, where it's like you would trust that player to make that decision. Like at the time I was like, no, we need to run this default, we need to take this, we need to do that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I was really strict, and I know it wasn't fun for people towards the end because I wanted to win really badly, and that's where it stemmed from. It's like I just wanted to win so badly. Like I just remember like because like being top at COD 4 when I became the top was like the game was like pretty much dead. Even like when I was always like a middle tier like invite player when the game was alive.
Mhm.
But like when I was at the top, the game was dead. So like I saw a chance to be like the top in CS in a game that like was starting to become big. So I tried like I was like what I said is I was way too overbearing on people.
Well, I'll be honest.
Sorry.
I was kind of a dick too because I think at that point I like my mind was just like focused on streaming. Like I definitely cared more about my stream than I did like the team. And so like you would want to do practice and shit, and I just finish work at a job I hate, and it's like, man, I just want to frag and have fun. And so I'd be like, Cody, man, please, can we just frag, you know? And so I mean. That's
because
just me.
I remember at the time too. I was still like my schedule was better, but like I was still like coming home at like 6 Pacific or something. So it was
Yeah.
like still pretty late for some people.
Yeah.
Definitely could still play, but like I knew we didn't have a lot of time to like scrim and stuff. And there would still be nights where I would miss practice because I had to work or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we had to be careful with their schedule and stuff like that. But yeah, I remember like making the main finals. That was like fucking. I remember I remember my computer overheating, and I actually fried my CPU, like overheated. I was like, why is my FPS so low right now? I have like 80 FPS, and I fried my CPU, and I had to go to Wicked's house and play and use his computer to play that nuke match against I don't remember. I think it was against FGB's team or something at the time, and we beat them to go into like the finals, and like I just remember sitting there like, holy shit, dude. Like, one main finals. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude, we had a good fucking season, man.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, we came out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah.
we were in IM the season before and Open the season before. And it's not like a huge accomplishment, like in the terms of like top tier CS, but grinding with like the same 4 players from Open to main finals to me was like,
it's pretty good.
Right?
Plus,
like, how many people actually
you're
do
a COD
that?
player too, you know? Like,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
playing against
And I was
people who
learning
played-
as I went.
Yeah, you're playing against 1.6 players too, and source players and shit. Like, you're at a huge disadvantage.
Yeah, for sure. But after that, had a dark month or so. After that,
Why? What
I
happened?
remember. Well, after we made the main finals, I think we took a break from playing, but it wasn't that long, like a week or two. And there was like a qualifier for, I think, the X Games, MLG X Games qualifier or something like that. And we wanted to play it. And at this point, I stopped working at Abercrombie, and I went back. I was a manager at the car wash again. I remember, like, it was a Saturday qualifier, and I was supposed to work. And I was like, you know what? Like, I could probably get out of this. I was like, just, you know, like, let me know. And I remember, like, you guys played the match. I was like, did you guys win? And you're like, yeah, we won. I was like, okay, cool. I'm leaving work right now to come play this qualifier. And I showed up, and I got in Mumble, and Spammer was in Mumble, and he was talking about, like, yeah, like, you know, blah, 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 like, something strat. But you know, we'll get better next season. And I was like, what do you mean next season?
Oh, God.
And I remember messaging Chris, and Chris was like messaging me shit back. He's like, I was like, well, if I'm not gonna play today, then I'm fucking done. You can cut me right here. Like, I don't know why you're not using me and you're using like Spammer instead. And it was this.
I mean, it's Spammer.
It was Chris's friend that lived with him. I don't forget his name. I don't remember his name. Bill would probably know it. But he never really played with the team. He played with it early on, but I guess he didn't like me because, like, I would call him out for being bad, and he would just, like, I wouldn't even call him out for being bad. I would call him out on mistakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, dude, like, why are you peeking that, or well, why are you rotating like that? You know, something like that. And he just, like, didn't like me. Like, he got, like, really down. He thought, like, I was, like, a really toxic person. But, like,
Yikes.
I had an ego like in COD 4, but I never really. I think by like CS:GO, like, I was bad, so I never really had it.
Oh, man, you had an ego in CS:GO.
You think so?
Oh, 100%.
Like, I feel like if I have an ego, it's like a joking, like, it's like a persona that I kind of put on. You know what I mean? Like, I never really thought I was like the fucking best CS:GO player.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would, if I talk shit to you, like in like a pub or a scrim or something like that in COD 4 or something, like, I was 99% joking. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was just like shit I would say just to, like, get reactions out of people. It's the way I was, but I was never like. I feel like a lot of people didn't like me because of that, but like I feel like when people played with me, like,
You gotta love the Thaw. You gotta love the Thaw.
Right?
Well, man, I've taken up like 2 hours of your time so far, but I want to talk about the CLG Red stuff. Like, I don't know how
Let's keep going then.
Yeah, are you good to keep going?
I'm good, dude. My voice is going a little bit, but I'm good for now.
We got to make sure we cover it because I don't know how you ended up coaching, and I want to know.
Okay.
Like how.
I'll talk about it real quick.
Yeah.
So after I got cut from you guys, I'll go over this part real quick. I started talking to Ian a lot. Or his name was Nitro at the time, because we had beat them twice to knock them out of the playoffs that main season, and we would talk about like CS and strats, and like we would vent about each other's teams to each other. And I told him I got cut, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, come play with my team." So like that's how I started playing with him. He's a really cool guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I played with him for over 2 years, so like straight and like high. You know how CS Premier is. It's like high. It's pretty high pressured. You know what I mean? It's not like just like for fun. It was always like taken seriously. So we got along a lot, and it was always like me and him, like forever. Like season 18 through 24, that's 6 seasons of CS. Just like it was always at least me and him, and
Wow.
I don't think anyone else ever stayed. I think we almost entirely rebuilt every season or close to it. Yo, Bill, who was the guy that was Chris's? Sorry, I just see him in chat.
Yeah,
Who was Chris's friend that hated me, and like he fucking like started sending me text messages that made me like end up quitting AMS.
I feel like
Who
I
was
should
it?
know this.
He lived with Chris for a while.
Oh, look, Chris is in the chat.
Yeah, Chris. Yes, it was Justin. It was Justin. Because Chris told me, he goes, yeah, dude, that wasn't even me. I was playing. Like, Justin was texting you from my phone, and he hated me, so he's, like, saying shit to piss me off, and it, like, made me want to quit. You know what I mean? He was like, yeah, well, we're going to play with, like, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
What's Justin's alias?
Okay, well, he maybe didn't live with you, but he was at your house, because I remember you said he had your phone, unless you were lying to me, motherfucker. That was the story. I remember that.
Oh, Wampa,
okay.
I remember him. Yeah.
B-Doc. Yeah, B-Doc was the name I remember. Fucking B-Doc. I remember like he said I made him quit gaming. I bullied him so much online, and I was like, dude, you just need some thicker skin. I remember saying that to him. I was like, you need some thicker skin if like me saying shit to you online is like bothering you that much.
That in
you
itself
wanna
is kind of a bully, I gotta say.
Well, like I don't know. It's just like my mentality is just like if someone else saying something is going to affect the way you live your life, then I don't think you're a strong person in general.
Oh, then I guess I'm not a strong person. Thanks a lot.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm gonna go jump off my balcony now.
But it, like
Unless you say
someone
something
saying that
nice.
I'm bad at something has never stopped me. You know how many people like called me like bad at video games, especially when I first started CS. You know what I mean?
Oh no! Every time someone called me bad, it would just fuel me. I just want to be better, you know?
Yeah, you use it. Yeah, but like if someone called you bad or like calls you out on something in a video game, like it wouldn't make you want to stop playing the video game, would it?
It depends who's saying it. If it was you, I'd probably quit.
Alright, but I'll get to the CLG red stuff. So, the thing with, like, the way I was in CS is, like, I had my team, and that's it. Like, I never, like, interacted with anyone else. I never went on the forum, so I was, like, really surprised to, like, find another Premier team. Like, Ian, it's probably the only shot I would have had at finding another Premier team that fast, and I didn't want to go back to main. Like, I felt like I deserved a shot to play Premier, so I was, like, pretty bitter at the time, because, like, you make main finals, and then I get cut before you even play a match.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so I was pretty bitter at that. So it was cool that he gave me a shot. But yeah, so I learned a lot about CS, like the next level, because Ian played 1.6 Invite, like a mid-tier level for a long time. So he really taught me like more of the ins and outs of the game, whereas like I was trying to learn as I go with like AMS. So he kind of took me under his wing, and in the beginning I was more of like, you know, supposed to be the person to run in and shoot people, and towards the end I became more of like the smart like support player, because you know we would pick up other players that didn't know certain things, and you know, so I kind of like transitioned as a role like into that type of role player, and I would kind of like in-game led with us, and then I would kind of do it on and off with Ian as I went. But yeah, I learned a lot of stuff about CS from him, and just in general, just like watching and playing the game, you learn a lot. And
yeah, I like playing with you guys. I actually regret leaving to go play Overwatch in hindsight.
Dude,
now
that
seeing
XL
how shit that
roster
fucking
could have
game
been
is.
good.
Dude, it would have been amazing. Like it was a pretty good roster, and I was enjoying it.
It's supposed to be me, you, Jumar,
Yeah.
Ian, and
The fifth was a wild card.
Poyo. Was
Oh
it
yeah,
Poyo?
Poyo was
I think we were playing with Poyo. We were playing
Poyo
with
and
Poyo at the time.
you guys had like a blow up, right? I remember Dumore sending me.
Yeah, towards the end, yeah, but
didn't
it
sound.
was just
God.
yeah, it wasn't good.
Bill is saying Poyo said
I think
Hughes was the best teammate I ever had. True or false?
I think he did say that. I think he did say that at one point about me, like after he left the team. He's saying like I was like one of the best teammates he had. I'm not exactly sure, but I think he did say that. But yeah, I remember like we just like we still did pretty well like without you, but like that season, like we started off so well too. Like I
Yeah.
don't know, I felt like with you playing, like we really could have been something because like
I
that
think
was the
so too.
season that we actually the first half of the season went well even without you, but with you it would have been even better. I think that's when we made rank S. Like I made rank S at the time,
Damn.
and you know we had, I think we had like what it was a $400 a month salary, which
Oh,
for
really?
me, yeah, on Excel it was 400 a month. I think.
Shit. I don't remember that.
Really?
It's like last year too. Fuck.
I know we. It might have been 300, but I'm pretty sure it was 400. It was like it's my first like real salary in the game. I think
Yeah.
VVV gave us some money when I played with them on Ian, but like that was like my first like. I think he gave us like $1,500. He was like, "Here, use it however you want." You know,
Hmm.
for a season, he goes, "You can use this however you want." And I think I paid all of our entry fees and then like split the money evenly, you know, with
Yeah.
everyone at the time. And yeah, so that was like my first. That's probably like the last season that I took super seriously. After that, I kind of like lost motivation. Like you play so many seasons in a row,
Yeah.
and like you're just grinding. And like at the time, that's when I started dating Olivia, who's my girlfriend now. So like you know, I wanted to spend a little bit more time with her, so I wasn't like playing as much. Like I wasn't DMing, so my skills were going down just a little bit. You know what I mean? But like
Yeah.
when you're
Yeah.
playing at that high of a level still, like it makes a big difference. You know?
Yeah. You're playing
And
against people who are all DMing all the time, so.
yeah, playing like fucking 9 hours a night.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was rough. And then like before this though, I kind of like I started to like network a little bit and like meet people and like DM with people and stuff like that. And I kind of talked to like an online girl like at one point like a couple years ago. Like not really like super serious or anything like that, but like I met like some of these other gamer girls through like playing like these 10 womens, and it would be like me, Silence, who's on Muffin Lightning now, like Straybor, like you know, like a couple guys, and then like 4 or 5 girls or something like that.
Mhm.
And then I met Miss Harvey, or Benita and Miss Harvey. I met through like 10 Manning like that, and me and Miss Harvey actually became pretty close friends. Um, and then we actually went on a date, one date,
Really?
kind of. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
The Codester making moves.
Yeah. So we went on one date. Like I guess you really wouldn't call it a date, but like it was just me and her hanging out, having dinner, and having
Mhm.
drinks. So I would consider it a date, but you know, nothing crazy. It wasn't like anything insane. But yeah, we became friends after that. And when DeBear stopped coaching them, she was like, "Hey, like we're looking for a coach." And I was like, "You know what? Like I still enjoy gaming. I still enjoy being around gaming." So I was like, "I don't want to spend time doing it if I'm not getting paid to do it." So it was like, you know what, this is something that I might want to do, and I think like going into like a girls team would be like a good way to see if that's something I want to do on a smaller scale without the stakes being as like being at, not stakes but like being as committed to it, like having to go to like so many LAN events because there's
Yeah.
so many events nowadays. So I knew like it would mostly be online stuff. And I applied for it, and I told Ian, I was like, "Hey, look, I applied for this job. Um, if I get it, I'm gonna take it." And talked to Matt or Trinity from CLG, and I went through like 3 different interviews
Damn.
through a couple of people. It took me about. I applied in like January of last year, and I didn't get it to like March or
Oh,
like
wow.
late March or April. It took a couple months to get it from when I applied, but then they hired me, and then I started coaching.
Shit, dude.
Yeah,
And so you've been doing it ever since.
I have, and it was kind of rough because like right when I got hired is when the team came to me and told me they wanted to make changes. So at the time when I was like I was like kind of half coaching, like you know trying, I was like helping them as much as I could, you know, as without any preparation obviously. And it was like Claudia, Miss Harvey, Benita, Potter, and Diane. And like right when I got hired, the next day I get like a message, and they're like, "Yeah, we want to remove Miss Harvey, and was being removed because she has like visa issues and she can't like travel out of the country, so she couldn't go to like some of the bigger like DreamHack tournaments in Sweden and stuff. So she was being removed because of that." but they
So
wanted
they
to
wanted
remove
to
Miss Harvey.
remove Miss Harvey, who brought you onto the team.
Yeah,
basically, right?
who was like I was like friends,
Yeah.
like I was the closest with her out of everyone, and she was the one that was like, telling me, she's like, yeah, we're trying out this person as a coach, da 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 da,
Yeah.
and like I do feel kind of bad in the sense like I didn't give her a heads up, because like it's my first, like if I knew how it was now, I probably would have given her a heads up, but like I'm coming into this org that's like professional, you know what I mean? It's like my
Yeah.
first like professional org that's on this level, like where I get paid every 2 weeks. I don't get paid at the end of the month, you know what I mean? Like I have like a paycheck,
Yeah.
basically, that I can hold them accountable for, and it's not like I never have to worry about it in that sense. Whereas like with Excel, like they could have just not paid us, and what are we gonna do? Sue them over $300?
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? $400, whatever it was.
Yeah. So I'm assuming she was cut. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, she was released, or we kind of kept her on for a little bit, like a month, while we tried people out just in case we wanted to bring her back. But
was she pissed at you, or?
Yeah, like we're
Oh,
not
fuck.
even really friends anymore because
Oh,
of
man.
it.
That sucks.
Some of it's my fault because I don't feel like I should apologize for it, but that's how
I mean, it's
she
what the
feels. That's
team.
how I
It's
feel.
what the team wanted, right? It's
That's
not
what I
really-
said.
Yeah.
I really did. I told her, and I told Matt at the time, I was like, hey, like honestly, like I want more time to see if I can make this roster work. You know what I mean? Like I'm coming into it. Like I think I can, with this 5, I could bring him to like the next level. And there's just like so much tension in the team at the time, and it's just like you can't force players to play with a teammate that they don't want to play with. And that was like what my final word on this situation was. I was like, if people don't want to play with her, then you can't, like, you don't want to force it. It's gonna make things worse, if anything.
Yeah. And so is this like, do you make a living off of this, or are you working like another job in addition to it?
I don't. I still work at Forever 21 full time, and then I coach on the side basically. So it's basically the same schedule as when I like just, instead of playing the game, I just coach now instead. I personally don't think it's enough to make a living off right now for the girls team based upon my salary. I don't think it's nearly enough. But they also wanted me to like live in California, and my salary would be higher if I lived in California and lived on site with them at the gaming house
in the mansion.
So yeah, that would be a little different. But I'm not willing to like move right now for something that might not be here. Like and if
that's true.
After contract negotiations in 6 months at the time, or 7 months, because we have them at the end of this year for the team. So I didn't want to commit fully to something and quit my job and then like come back and be like, I'm happy in my life and my relationship right now more than I've ever been in my life. So
good, man.
I'm not willing to like give that up. While this lasts, it's fun. I enjoy it. It can be frustrating sometimes, but it's just like not really ready to jump full time into it. And if I did, I would want to do it for like a men's team that's gonna compete at LANs. If I was gonna do it full time, like really commit to it.
Yeah, understandable. So. What do you think about a lot of people talk about how there shouldn't be girl tournaments and girls should just compete with guys? And I actually agreed with that for a while, but I've kind of like changed my tune on that recently, actually. Like, how do you feel about that?
We do, like, we play in the men's tournaments and the men's qualifiers, you know what I mean? We don't really...
But there are, like, female-only tournaments you guys play in, right?
Yeah, of course. And, I don't know, like, I do kind of think that there's no reason why, like, girls could be as good as guys. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a video game. I don't think there's, like, a lot of, like...
Yeah.
Physical wise, like holding like unfairness. Now I definitely think there's cultural differences, and not cultural, but like just like differences between like the male and female mentality when it comes to stuff like that. I just think that like girls are more social in general for the most part than like some of the guys that like really like, because like when I think about it, when I was young and I was like really into like Call of Duty 2 and Call of Duty 4, like yeah, I was going to school, but then every second of my spare time was spent like playing this video game. You know what I mean? And that's what like got me better. And I just don't think that girls do that to that extent. And there's nothing like really wrong with that, but it's just like I think it's just the way it is. And I think the difference between male and female tournaments is just like it's just marketing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's
Well,
obviously it's just marketing reasons.
I think there's something to be said about, like, think about if you were a girl trying to get into CS and playing on like, I watched my girl.
Oh yeah, that's the other part.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
and that's what made me kind of change my mind on it. Like, after watching
It's
my
rough,
girlfriend
dude.
play ESCA, like, it's
The abuse they get
it's
is
so
kind
rough.
of insane.
Just for being like who they are, they're getting like verbally abused like almost every match, it seems. And
Yeah.
like try to like stick with something like that when you're just getting like verbally shit on like all the time.
Yeah,
So-
you can't even play like a proper
Yeah, you
game.
can't-
'Cause
you're not gonna-
Someone's gonna be like, "Why would I listen to you? You're a fucking girl."
Yeah, you're,
You know what I
you're not
mean?
going to
Like,
get
even that.
opportunities. Even if you do something good, they're just going to say, oh, you lucky C word or whatever. Keep it PG-13. Shit like that, you know? Like, ESCA, the community is fucking rough, even for
Yeah.
a normal guy. Like, I couldn't imagine it for a girl. So that's why, to me, I feel like fucking go for it. Have all girls tournaments. Like why not? It's not even. Like, the sample size is not even. Like, you're not going to get nearly as many girls
Exactly.
playing.
That's the other
Yeah.
part.
Like, I would not want to. I don't even want to play on ESCA as a straight white male. I couldn't imagine. You know what I
All
mean?
that privilege you have.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's terrible. So fucking go for it. Have your all female tournaments and fucking get at it. Hope if it encourages more girls to play, then I'm all for it.
Same. Like, yeah, there's just like so many like pieces to the pie of it. You know what I mean? There's like marketing, and then like you said, the abuse. Like, just being a coach for CLG Red. Do you know how many people like I come in the server and they're like they start like saying some shit thinking I'm a girl because I have the CLG Red logo on my
Really?
thing, or they'll be like, "Are you a girl?" Like, "Oh, are you going through your transition?" Or you know what I mean? Like something like fucking stupid,
Yeah.
like something fucking dumb. It's like, no, like obviously not. I'm a fucking. You can tell by my voice sometimes
Yeah.
that I'm a guy. You know what I mean? Like,
It's got to be
It's just, like-
exhausting to actually be a girl and like deal with that shit.
yeah, like I can't imagine. Like, I used to do it with Miss Harvey all the time, and it's just like, well, her personally, I don't think she helps herself like the way she attacks people back, but you know, like at the same time, like when you're just so used to people just like attacking you for
Yeah.
just who you are, like
Yeah.
whatever. It's like it's fucking dumb. And then, like you said, the other part is like the sample size. You know what I mean? It's like how many girls actually like are gonna play video games, and then how many of them are actually gonna play competitive video games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's a very very small amount of girls that even want to like take it seriously for more than a year, which is you got to play this game for at least a year to get anywhere like towards the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah. God, being in the ESCA community for more than a month sounds
Right.
so fucking depressing to me. I can't do it, man. I stopped playing
Dude,
CS
I have a
while
hard time
ago.
hugging.
Dude, the thought of
solo.
hugging to me is just like, I don't know how I did it for so long. God.
Dude, like I
So
get
many-
in there.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just like I'll do something and people will be like, "Oh, you're fucking dumb! Like, what the fuck are you
Yeah,
doing?"
ex-
It's like,
everyone's an
yeah,
expert.
I don't know what I'm doing, dude. Like, yeah, I played like 7 seasons of Premiere, and I'm a coach, and I get paid to do this. Like, yeah, people make mistakes, but like that, what I did was not wrong. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
I don't think people like realize that in general. Like, it's called Counter Strike. So whatever you do, there's a counter to what you do, no matter what. Even if you make the right play,
Mhm.
there's a counter to kill you. You know, that's just the way the fucking game works, man. And people are just like so crazy toxic nowadays.
It's a bunch of
like, it
fake.
blows
It's
my
a bunch
mind.
of fake alphas who all they do is play CS and they're still bad, and they. God, it just infuriates me when a bad player makes a comment on your play. I just want to fucking. God,
Yeah,
I
and
fucking
then-
hate it so much. I fucking hate it, dude. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're right, dude. Because like I'll see someone like play like do like the dumbest thing ever, and then they get in the weirdest spot and they win this 1v3 with terrible crosshair placement, terrible positioning, and I'm like, what? Like, I can't tell you. How is a person, and then you tell them like what they did wrong, and they're like, well, I won the round. Like, it doesn't mean you're fucking right. It doesn't mean
I
you
won
played
it,
it
so
right.
actually it was the right play. No, nobody
Or
can
we
take
get to-
criticism on fucking ESCA. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't even attempt it if I were you, man. It's just, it's completely... Yeah.
The other part is like, you lose the pistol round, right? And you go down 0-3. You get your first gun round on CT side, and then they come A. This happened to me last night on Mirage, and they come A, and they kill us on A. Like, I get one kill and I get traded, and then my teammate dies, and then they win the round. They're like, what the fuck's going on at A? Why can't you guys hold A?
Oh,
We had
God.
one gun round, dude. Calm the fuck down,
I know,
man.
exactly.
Like, it's the way the game, the money system works. Like, it's not.
I don't know why. I
Sucks.
don't know where all these people got their egos from, but it's
it's rough for
disgusting.
me. Like, I don't know. It really sucks for me now because like it still shows that I have a ton of hours. It's like, yeah, you still played 45 hours of CS this week, but how much of it did I really actually play? Maybe 2 hours where I'm actually like moving my mouse and mechanically moving around. So like when I pug now, like I just feel so terrible. You know what I mean? Like I'm just bad because I don't play the game that much. It sucks.
So what do you do mostly for the team? Is it like just VOD review and going over like?
It's VOD review and like in the moment coaching. It's not really like a prep, like prepping for teams because it's main. You know what I mean? So you can't really like. It's not like a sample size of teams that like you could like get ready for and be like, oh, this is their tendencies to do this and do that. But it's more just like small things like rotations, taking fights, when you should take a fight, when you should take a risk, when you should push, when you shouldn't push. You know what I mean? Like it's things like that, or it's like, yeah, you hesitated here, you should have done this as soon as you saw this. You know what I mean? It's just like more like the intricacies of the game than anything, and it does. For me personally, it's frustrating because like some of these players have played the game way longer than I have, and they just, I don't know if it's because like no one's taught them or it's just like bad habits or what it is, but like when you hear like I don't know if it's just like they don't process it or what, but like there's just like so many things where like it would be like a small sound cue of like a person like running away, or you know, they throw 2 or 3 nades on one side of the map, so you know this side of the map is weak, and like they just don't react to it without you calling. But it's like, even if I hear it, I happen to be on the right person's screen when I hear that. By the time I call it and then you react to it, it's too late. You know what I mean? It's like the game is really like that fast at times. Yeah,
you should really just know that you have to go there. I know what you're talking about. Are you responsible for like strats and setups, or is that like a team effort?
I come up with them, but a lot of time like if they veto me, that's fine, because I think now like the players need to be comfortable in what they're doing in order to succeed. So if you're not comfortable making a play like in a match, you know, go for what you feel is going to get you the kill. You know, but in practice, like we try to practice a certain way every time.
Oh, that's good. And you like it? You having fun with it?
At times, yes. Though the biggest thing for me is like, it's not that I get nervous, obviously. Especially like even at LAN, I never really got nervous, but it's like you just want to like, sometimes you just want to grab the mouse and the keyboard and be like, no, like fuck it,
here, let me do it.
let me fucking play. Give me the controller.
Yeah, I feel you there. Yeah.
So that's the biggest frustration. That, and then sometimes. Just in general, my biggest gripe with it is that it's like lower level to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some of the stuff that I see happen, like I can, like I'll call it, be like, oh, they're gonna do this, and they do it because it's just so obvious. I'm not even like playing and hearing sound cues, like, and I know what they're gonna do. You know, stuff like that. So it might be funner if it was a higher level of CS, but I mean, fuck, even like some of like the fucking EPL matches I watch are just like so crazily fucking badly played at times. Like there's very few NA matches.
Sorry, I don't know what EPL is.
It's ESCA Invite. It's called EPL now.
Oh,
ESL Pro League.
Huh.
Yeah. So like, I don't even really like I don't know if it's just like my passion of their games like dying, but I don't even really like watching like pro NA matches because like they're pretty boring to me for the most part. unless it's like Liquid Cloud9, you know,
Yeah.
or something like that. Like if it's like Renegades versus like Complexity, I'm like, why would I watch this? You know?
Yeah, I don't
I
even
don't
know.
know.
I've been out of CS for like years now, so I don't even know I don't even know what teams are goods. Do you
And
do you travel with the team to like tournaments?
yeah, I
Or
was
stuff?
just gonna answer
Yeah.
that. I didn't go to one of the Dream Hacks in Sweden with them like 2 months after I joined, because I had a wedding in Mexico I went to like a week before, so I couldn't get it off my job. So like I can't take like 2 weeks off out of 3. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, for my job. It just wasn't possible, and I wasn't hired when all that was like being planned out and stuff. But I went to Fragdelphia with them like a couple months ago, and my next tournament with them I think is going to be the WESG tournament. If we qualify, we go to China.
Damn. Thaw
So
man in China? I like it.
Thaw man in China, dude. All the
Ah.
mamacitas over there. Just kidding. Only one
Rush.
mamacita forever now.
No, you'd be a celeb over there. But yeah, I guess you're
Seriously.
tied down now. Cool, man. Well, I've taken up like 3 hours of your time, I think.
Dude, that's crazy. It's good just talking, dude, to you in general, dude.
I know.
Fuck.
This is why I like doing this, because like we haven't talked.
Just catch up with old people.
I didn't talk to Nabor for like 8 years, so it's fucking awesome. Is there anything else you want to tell the world about your life? You still living in Vegas?
Dude, I'm still living in Vegas, man. I'm gonna move one day, I promise.
Vegas, man. Are you living with your girlfriend?
I am not. She's living in an apartment. I own my house.
You own your house? Oh yeah, houses are fucking cheap there, aren't they?
Yeah, not bad.
Motherfucker, dude. I gotta pay like
But,
400 grand for a 500 square foot apartment here. You
yeah,
like that?
mine's 160 for 1,400 square feet.
Listen, oh my
But
god.
she's buying a
that's
house,
fucking depressing.
so I don't know. It's a topic of conversation.
Ugh. Yeah, you guys will be fine. I see your Twitter posts. When's the wedding, dude? Just tell me when the wedding is.
Dude, you're invited, dude. You're gonna be a groomsman. You're definitely being a groomsman. 100%.
Me and the Thaw man? Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I don't know if you're trolling or not, but I'll be there. I'll go, man. I'll move in with you.
I definitely would want you to go. You move in with us.
Fuck yeah,
Alright, I'm
dude.
down. I'll have to swing that. I'd invite Frizz too, honestly.
Oh fuck yeah.
Oh,
Now-
right as I say that, I see Frizz go invite me.
Dude, that would be.
I would, dude.
would
Like
be
I've slept
fucking
in the
awesome.
same bed with Frizz enough where I'd have to invite him to go. You know.
Damn. Well,
First
man.
time I
Oh,
went
sorry.
to LAN, actually, last thing is that
Yeah.
I was so like nervous. Like I was like, yo, sleep head to foot. Like I was like, I don't want to be like looking at you if I roll over.
Yo, I'm not
So
gay,
like I
man.
slept like with my face.
Yeah,
looking at his
but
feet
here's
and
the
vice
thing:
versa.
head to foot, your genitals are still lined up. That's a Seinfeld
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, could still touch tips.
Yeah,
Definitely,
100%.
for sure.
That's the second time you've mentioned touching tips, Cody. I'm starting to think
What-
that there's something up with you, my man. There's something
I mean-
going on with you. Something's
You
not
know-
quite right here.
Rob, keep it up. I'm gonna hit you with the AK to the dome.
Okay, let's. Oh shit! Oof, there it is.
I
Hit him with
didn't
the
drop
AK
anything.
Double
Dude.
tap.
Nothing.
No. How about that?
AK one tap to the dome. I just remember Zach's laugh, dude, just fucking dying, dude. The whole time we were in that knife round on Crossfire.
I
There's a
love that
video
clip.
of it.
Oh, I know.
still.
I watched it recently.
Yeah, it's- So good, dude.
The good old days, man. Rip.
Good old days.
Gaming ain't the same
We should-
anymore.
You know what we should do? Like, I know, like, you're doing these podcasts and stuff, but, like, if we could get, like, everyone on, like, a Friday... I know it's, like, Friday or Saturday night is, like, not the most popular for people to be on and stuff, but, like, if we could get, like, everyone to, like, re-download, like, either COD 2 or COD 4, and I know, like, everyone tries to do that, but, like, just do it with, like, the people, like, we would fucking like, you know, like, me, you, Jace, like, Prank, you know, Frizz, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, well, I was talking to
it's like
Nabor about
a
that,
smaller group.
and I was telling him like I'd be down to 10-man if it was with people I know and that I liked. Like I don't want to play 10-man with randoms I don't know. So I mean, I think Nabor's definitely on board. If you're on board, and
I'd
me,
be down,
that's
dude.
3.
Like,
So
we can't play COD 1 for sure. So it'd be like
no, it
COD
would
2
be
and COD 4.
2 or 4, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, dude, the more CoDcasts I do, the more people I could recruit. So I'll.
Who's your next CODcast gonna be with?
Hopefully Lex, but
Ooh,
I haven't.
Lex would be a good one.
Yeah, I haven't like confirmed it yet, but I wanted to get him this weekend actually, but he was at TwitchCon, so
TwitchCon,
hopefully
yeah.
next.
Dude, look at Magic still talking shit, dude. Still talking shit.
Magic's a good soul. Like when we were on the other end of Magic's shit talking, I'm like, this guy's just a scumbag piece of shit. But then I got to know him, and he's a good kid. Like now I read that, and it's like, since I know the person he is. Yeah, I know you're just joking, but yeah, just giving you the quick rundown of how I feel about Magic.
But did we even have to try versus team? Be honest.
100% not, man. Are you kidding me? I left the game early. Early.
I'll still never forget that before the match started, like we're playing this like finals of ESL, whatever the fuck it was, and you were just like, you didn't even want to be on. I know we hadn't played for like a week or a week and a half before, like we didn't even scrim like ever up until it, and then I just remember before the match, you're like, can they just PayPal me 150?
Oh man, that is rude. That is more rude than the early.
Do I even have to show up? Like, just PayPal me.
I guess I'll show up for this match. I'd rather take a shit, but okay, here we go. And then you hit him with the rude boy early disconnect.
Yeah, I don't think that was against Magic's team.
Oh, okay, my bad.
I think that was against Two Shoes and like Reflex and stuff. I think Panther was on that team.
No, Panther wasn't on. No, Panther wouldn't take part in those shenanigans.
I don't remember, but I do know when we played Magic's team in the finals of that tournament. So, and we beat them easily.
Easy.
I just remember being like, dude, like we can just rush A every round. Their nades are shit.
Yeah. You casually have a little bit of fun.
I'll play an A, Rob. Get up on your sniper spot outside a cafe.
Ooh, okay.
I remember you would do it sometimes, and then like you'd be like, "Oh shit, I can't do it," because like you didn't have time to get up there before they would defuse and shit.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. I forgot about that spot. Oh shit!
Did you? You killed me once doing it in a match,
dude.
Like
that
when you played
best.
with Deny and Juvenile one of those seasons.
Yeah.
And I was playing with like Lex. I remember I was like defusing and I died. I was like, what the fuck? And then I saw you like jump off the thing. I was like, this motherfucker, dude. He's rude boying me before he was a rude boy.
Man, I loved. Fucking forgot about that spot. It was the best when you actually made it and you actually got the kill.
Right? It was good. Because I remember, man, I was having some insane rounds against you, and I just remember the casters being like, yeah, so until VV's going to win rounds until Floated decides that they want to win the round, and then they'll win the round. I was like, these motherfuckers,
Damn.
dude.
Fucking
I remember I like
respect.
won like a 1v3, and you're like, we lost like in voice comms or something like that.
Will up.
We lost.
Love that bit.
I probably still have the clip somewhere.
Well, I think it's been like 3 hours,
4.5 hours.
Is it really been that long? I don't know because
No, I started. I got on at 4, so 2.5.
Holy shit.
Solid 2.5 hours.
Well, dude,
with a little break in there.
Thank you so much for doing this, man. I really appreciate it.
Dude, it's actually fun, dude. Not gonna lie.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, we could do it again some other time. There's no rules. There's no rules to these casts.
You should like bring everyone on for like a round table at one point.
I've actually thought about
just, like,
doing that.
Talk all the random shit. I'm sure there's some like crazy stories and stuff that we don't like know how people felt about each other and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, that's the beauty of the cast is you get to hear it all.
You're beautiful though,
dude. All you, man. All right, keep rocking that CLG red. Keep doing what you're doing. Enjoy that beautiful future wife of yours. I know it's all gonna go well for you. Invite me to the wedding. Invite Frizz to the wedding. We have a real party. And yeah, keep on rocking in the free world, brother.
You too. Love you, Rob.
Love you more.
I'm gay.
Yeah, I know.
Whoa!
All right, guys, and it does look like that is going to be it for this week's CoDcast. Had a great time. Learned a lot about Cubezer. Damn. Fuck. Let's do it again next week, guys. What do you think? Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube, follow the Twitter, all that stuff. I got to shout out the sponsors of the stream. This stream's sponsored by Snatch with the Submarini. Thank you so much for sponsoring the stream. Darkstar with the 8-month Submarini. Thank you so much for sponsoring the stream. And it looks like we got C Southie with 8 months. Thank you so much for sponsoring the stream. And it looks like that's it. Guys, thanks so much for joining me for another great CoDcast. We'll see you guys next weekend for another great CoDcast. Peace out, guys, and we'll see you guys next time.